しなさい。オーケー。Let's go!
I'm up here.
Everybody sit down.
Greetings, Colonel.
I said sit down! Now, you know how I don't like to use the sit-down gun, but this morning we just don't have time for mucking about. Major Allied cities have come under attack.
Nazis?
Close your mouth. All right, let's get straight to the biscuits. At 0800 hours this morning, an American soldier was eaten by a Nazi dinosaur.
That's a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
No, Claire, that's a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Try thinking first before you open your mouth.
I see you out there, you Rob deniers. Hello, and welcome back to the channel, everyone. Whoa. Yes, I seen a terrible Rob Liefeld cover. And it's so bad that I think I might, as part of this stream, fix it. You know what I mean? Because it's so infuriating to see a man not be able to draw this other eye consistently on a regular basis that goes over to the other side. You know? What's up, Noah? What's up, K-pop? How you guys doing? Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull this up. Excuse me. Downloads. Where did I see this nightmare? Okay. Guys. No, this Virtua Fighter anime is not gonna get this stream taken down. Okay. So look at this Obama fucking nation. Alright, guys. It's so something. Okay, this is the human right here. This is the human head, right? The nose, and this, like, he always has this one aligned. This is what's driving me crazy. This one's always aligned. Like, see, look, right with the eye, this one is always aligned. He gets that. Every damn time, right? Every time. But this guy is our troublemaker. Like, he's our troublemaker. It's baffling to me. There's this new book, Terminal, and he has this thing here. And this eye, now look, it baffles me. Why is this eye so far off of this nose? Look, and if I draw the line up, right from the thing here, see, look, and it's up. It's like up this way. It's demanding. Yes, it is like terminal cancer, right? And so we're gonna copy pasta this, and we're gonna fix it, because it baffles me, right? Like, I just don't get it. Look, right there. Pull it in. Oh, it's almost there. Look at that. 2 seconds. Apply transformation. Like, it baffles me. Like, undo. Like, look how far over that is. Why? Why is he like this? You know? Now I'm just going to slide it over slyly, right? Because I wanted to leave the texture underneath. But look, right there, we just slide it in. It's all even. I move the thing out of the way. Like, look. Boom. Boom. Why? Why is every goddamn drawing this dude does? And if it wasn't bad enough, right? Like, if it wasn't bad enough, the lady has the same problem. Like, literally the exact same problem. Why is this, like, why in every drawing is that a thing? Does the guy not own a mirror? Not only does this guy have, like a 7 head. Okay, this lady right here. We pull up the grid again that I'm gonna make right here. Look. Here. Here. Look. This eye. Now right here, look. Oh! It's over. Every goddamn time. I just don't understand it. Like, I don't understand how you can work in comics for decades and not understand that that is a thing you screw up every goddamn time. Yes, that lady does look like a dude, Noah. I agree. Dude looks like a lady. You know? And then look. We pull that in. Perfect. Perfection itself. Take 2 seconds. I just don't get it. I just don't. It baffles me. Like, why? Well, look at that eye. Why? Right? Like, why is Noah, why is everybody's hairline receding? Like, look at this guy. This guy's, look at, like, here's the thing, right? Like, this guy's hairline should be down here somewhere. Right? Like, let's, right? Because this is where his, like, sideburns and everything would be, like, right? This cuts in towards your temple. This is where this guy's hairline should be, down here somewhere. Like, god damn it. God damn it. You know? Like, let's just grab this. Copy pasta. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. You know? And then just pull it down just a little. Right? And then we'll erase this so that his ear still looks proper. You know what I'm saying? Right? Like, it's baffling. I don't get it. I wish I did, but here we are. You know? But like I said, like 2 seconds, and that guy looks somewhat normal. Like, it's so crazy. Ah, well, it is what it is. Yeah, I just shake my head at the whole thing. And I'm not making, I don't got time to make GIFs. You make a GIF. God damn. Who's got GIF making time? You know? Not me. But yeah, just terrible nonsense. I don't get it. Depending on if you were on, hold on, I'll grab it. If you were on, where did I put that? The socials. Go to this camera. Boop, 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 boop. If you were on the social medias, and you may or may not have seen this finished Witchblade piece. It's all done, looking hecka majestic, you know? And, yeah. It's good to get that done. Experimenting with some stuff that way, like, you know, more traditional, like, comic book inking techniques. And while there's things I hate about it, I overall like it. Listen, Noah, I keep these things in this portfolio so that they're safe, so that when somebody buys them, they're in mint condition. You know what I'm saying? That they are in primo condition, right? And so, you know, and here's the thing, Noah. If you don't value what you do, why should anybody else? Right? Like, if you're not going to take care and put it aside, make sure that nothing happens to it. You know. And then, I don't know if I showed this last time. I got these pencils from Shelby. These Prismacolor jet black ebonies. And I tried them out in my sketchbook. You know, quick little girly sketch. And they're pretty good. They're pretty smooth. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was fun. And messed around with some Copics and stuff like that. Because, like, here's the thing. I was checking out how this was like a test print thing. And so I was checking to see if the blue line would fade or soak up the Copic, or if it would like make it run or do anything funky before I like inked it. And so it seems to be fine. So whenever I have it on the Strathmore, I think it'll be pretty good, you know. So yeah, and I was also testing. I was testing some because I have all my Copic like cards done, and so I was testing, you know, just kind of like how they were going to be working on the different papers and stuff. So yeah, I got that fun stuff going, and then I'm gonna last night on my to be even more pretentious, Noah. Last night on my cool down drawing. Hey Glenn, what's going on? Last night on my cool down drawing, I was like, you know, you just start sketching sometimes, you know, to kind of just glide into the evening, you know. And so, you know, I was sketching a little galley, seeing where that would take me. Because, you know, people seem to like that, and I also am a big fan of that character. I don't know, it's a weird like balance. Like, I don't like to do a lot of fan art. Yeah, right. Like I'm I'm entering my frag era. No, but like, you know, I'll be working on stuff all throughout the day, right? And then at night, I will like, you know, like about an hour before I'm about to shut things down, I will just kind of start sketching something that's not work, right? I will just start doing it. And that, you know, and that you get stuff out of your head, right? And so, yeah, so I was like sketching this galley and, you know, trying to get a feel for it. And so I was like, yeah, that's what I'm going to do, you know? Hey, what's going on, A1? How you doing? But yeah, so, you know, sometimes you have to just kind of do something for fun, you know? Sometimes you just got to relax and just draw a thing and noodle it, you know what I mean? You know, and see, you know what? Like, I can do cool downs. I don't owe anybody a book. You know what I mean? That's the difference, right? I can get in there and be like, nah, I don't like how something looks, and I can just kind of take my sweet old time with it. You know what I mean? And I like that about me. You know, it's pretty good to not owe anybody anything. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, that's the way I look at it. You know, I'm like, hey, I don't owe anybody a book. I don't have any excuses. I don't have to make any excuses. You know? So if I wanted to start a rap career, Noah, tomorrow, I could. And nobody could have any grumbles about my rap career, you know? But yeah, that's just me, you know? Out on these streets, keeping it real, you know? But yeah, it's fun. So yeah, I'm probably just gonna like noodle with this tonight. You know. Yeah, right? Like I already have 2 successful rap careers. It's just how it is. You know. But yeah. And so yeah, that's kind of the thing. And so I, like even when I sketched this out, I wasn't exactly sure where I'm going with it. I don't know if I'm gonna have like if you've seen the anime, it's kind of tragic, and like she's like ends up like, you know, holding someone's head in her hands. And so I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna do that with this, or I might just like have her like holding a gun. You know, what's the difference? You know what I mean? And so yeah, we'll see. You know, but I'm mostly just gonna kind of noodle tonight. You know, unless somebody has like a good idea, and then I might like put this on the back burner and then doodle something else. You know what I mean? That's the possibility. You know? But yeah, it's gonna be a pretty quiet kind of evening. I'm just kind of doodling and noodling. Why are we not eraser? There we go. Well, that's what I want. Draw black flag. I don't even know. Like, there's like a... Here's the thing. There's like a guy with like black armor with some kind of like red shield thing on his shoulder. And then there's like some girl, like... I don't know if she... I think her name might be Geisha. And that's kind of... there's some other guy. I think he's got blonde hair. And that's it. That's as far as my black flag concern or knowledge goes. Right? Like, if I said that I ever read a black flag book, I'd be a liar, because I've never done that. You know? I've seen it. I'm aware tangentially of it. But I've never been a fan. I've never been interested. I've never, you know, said to myself, man, today's the day I go all in on Black Flag. That's never happened. It probably never will. It's just like, it's one of those things, like, I don't need another 90s superhero, you know, Rob Liefeld-esque team, right? Like, I don't need that. I'm not interested in it. I'm not looking for it. Like, I think if somebody said to me, Jay, I've got $10,000. Do you want to draw a 90s-esque team book? I would say no. Keep your money. I would rather do anything else. Have a good day, sir or ma'am. Like, it's one of those things that just doesn't interest me. And then especially after reading that book and seeing how terrible the dialogue was, fam, I'm just like, why is everybody like... Yeah, 90s teen books were terrible. Fucking terrible. Like, and here's the thing, Marvel teen books were pretty good. You know, like X-Men, Excalibur, stuff like that, you know. But like a lot of the Image books were fucking shit. Like dog shit. Like, and yes, so sure, they had some cool poses and people like looked at Appleseed and drew some rubble. But like, those books weren't good. Like here, that's the thing that's wild to me, right? Like, after reading those first 5 issues of Youngblood and having people be like, yeah, it's cool, man. I'm just like, man, like, I don't think I can trust your taste as a human if you think those books are okay. Right? Like, if you think those books are okay, you don't understand how comics work. You don't understand how storytelling works. You don't understand how page layouts are supposed to work. You don't understand how continuity is supposed to work. You just don't get comic books. And some of these people work in comics. That's the sad part. Right? Like, anybody who is suckling at the teat of Rob, I just don't get it. Like, and like I said before, I'm sure he's a nice guy. I don't hate Rob. Right? I just hate what he has done to comic books. They're kind of two separate things because he exists in a vacuum, right? Like he exists as a guy who's working and he's like one of the few like stars, like, you know, like big star time artist guys. But like he's one of the big time star artist guys, but he doesn't have the skill of a Jim Lee or a Mark Silvestri or like almost any other person you can mention that has ever drawn a comic book, right? Like it's just, I don't know. It's baffling to me. And it's just like, it's like almost like he's like just grandfathered in, like everybody allows Rob to like continue to make bad books and no one calls, like here's the thing. If I was friends with Rob, right? Like I'd be like, dude, those issues are unfucking readable. Right? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like those issues are unreadable. What are you doing, bro? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, why does he not have somebody in his life who is honest enough to say those books are unreadable? What are you doing? Right? Like, I just don't get it. Like, you know, because everybody in all the indie space is like, get an editor, make sure as many people as possible read your book, blah, blah, blah. But like, you know what I mean? Like, they go on all this stuff, right? And you're just like, what the fuck? And then they're like, just fucking like fucking taking this Rob Liefeld book in the mouth and the rear, right? Like they are like, they're bending over and getting fucked in the ass and being like, comics are great. And I'm just like, what is happening? I don't fucking get it. It's just like, oh my god. Oh, hey, KSS, what's going on? Bale A, how you doing? What is going up, gentlemen? Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know. I just shake my head at it all, and I'm just baffled by it. Like I want to understand it. I really do. Right? Like just because like I don't know. I grew up reading like good things, right? And like it's so crazy to me that I literally reading those 5 issues of Youngblood made me feel like I was taking crazy pills. Like I was like, how is this a viable book on the market that people are choosing to pick up? Right? Like I'm just like, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. No, I do. Like I do want to understand it because like to me, those books are like almost like a litmus test for what like the consumer, like what the customer will tolerate, right? And whether it's like rose tinted like glasses, you know, nostalgia bait, like I just don't like, because how do you buy that book like sincerely, right? Like how do you like in earnest walk into a store and be like, I'm picking up Youngblood issue 5 and like after reading 1 through 4, right? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, man, I wish like Alpha Flight is like fucking Shakespeare compared to Youngblood, right? Like I just like Jesus Christ, don't get me going, Dale. Like unfucking real. Like that kind of shit is wild to me. Like, you know, it's like, do you even value your own time and money? Like, it's bubblegum comics. But here's the thing though. Bubblegum comics can still be light and airy and poppy and whatever, and still have a coherent story, right? Like you should be able to follow the chewed bubblegum across everyone's shoes that it gets stuck to on the sidewalk. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, there should be a through line for that bubblegum, right? Like that to me is the part that's like driving me somewhat crazy, where people are just like, no, like it's not like, and that's the thing. It's like, how do you get to that point where None of the plot line makes sense. None of the people are... They aren't ready... They aren't Are you saying reading? They aren't reading it for the story. It's just because it's fun and let people... You think, like, but it's not fun, though. Like, does that mean that, like it's for people with, like, an IQ of 60? Because, like, fun reading still has a decent, like, through line, right? Like, fun reading, like, you know, like, say Timu Cable comes in and shoots up a thing, and you should follow it, you know, if there's, like, humor or whatever. But it's not a matter of taste, though. Like, here's the thing that drives me crazy. There is objective opinions and subjective opinions. And when something does not follow proper storytelling conventions, it is objectively wrong and bad. Right? And, you know, you can do, you know, in media res, you can do, like, unreliable narrator. You can do all kinds of different storytelling techniques, right? But when you're just like, everything is fucking so random and so slipshod, that's not fun. That's not bubblegum. Like, even like Guardians of the Galaxy or any of those kind of movies still have a coherent plot. You know, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, any of that like tongue-in-cheek kind of stuff still has coherent narratives. You know? That's my problem. Hey, blah, 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 blah. I tried to say 3 words at the same time. Hey, Scamps, what's going on? You missed all the sumo, Scamps. Damn. You know what I'm saying? We almost sent out, like, you know, a missing persons. We almost put your face on a milk carton. You know what I'm saying? And then we didn't, because we didn't know. We didn't know. You know? But yeah, I don't know. I shake on my head. So yeah. So that's what I think about everything. You know, at least Terry Moore can write a coherent story. You know, at least Terry Moore has backgrounds that make sense. You know? But yeah, like, that's the thing. The next sumo stream will be this Sunday, coming out. But yeah, the streams have been a little shorter because, like, all the Yokozuna, you know, guys are hurt in one way or the other. Yeah, write it down. Put a post-it note somewhere, right? Sunday at roughly 9:30 to 10 p.m. Because some people just don't understand what punctuality is and timeliness. You know? Respecting other people's time. It's a lost art. You know? But it is what it is, you know? Maybe that's part of the charm. Maybe that's part of the charm. You know? But yeah. Like I said. Right? Some people will be late for their own funeral, you know what I'm saying? And, just kind of is what it is. You know? These disabilities that some people have really lock them in, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Somebody's gotta suffer, you know? Might as well be me. Do. But yeah, it is. It's an interesting thing. For sure. But yeah. Yeah. Hopefully everybody's having an excellent Tuesday. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to do. There's probably going to be some weirder streams coming up from me. I got some stuff I got to put together, and I'm probably just going to stream building them, you know. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see. You know? People are talking about weird war tales. Damn, you're out looking for milk. God damn it, man. I don't like this ear. This. It seems off. Nope, that's not where I want to be turning from. Goddamn. Dupe. Nope. There we go. See, it was bugging me. I was like, hey, that looks a little off. TUESJAYS shoe core. Damn. Forever chasing that milk. Listen, somebody's got to be. Somebody's got to be chasing that milk. If it's not me, might as well be Scamps. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I kind of like that negative space on that lip. We'll keep it. Alita's hair be bumping. Yeah, like, you know what I mean? I like to give a little movement, and I like the little ear tuck. You know? So, you know, you gotta get in there and make sure. Right? Like I said, this is mostly gonna be me doing some noodling and messing. You know? That's how it's got to be sometimes. Where I'm just like trying to make sure that I have like the look that I want down, you know? See, here's the thing, right? This flipping back and forth, making sure things are symmetrical. You just used to do that with a mirror at your desk, right? You just hold a mirror to the side of your drawing and you'd look at it and go, yep, it looks right. And then you'd move on. And I like that. I like that about it. Right? It's just how it is. But yeah, you guys might have gotten here late, and you didn't see me fix this Rob Liefeld cover with the wonky eyes, right? You know, as I replace and move these eyes so that they actually work. Like, even when he does covers for other people, he screws up the eyes. It's crazy. It's crazy town. Right? Look at this. Look at this nonsense. This madness. This reefer madness. Yeah, had to fix the hair and everything. Anyway, god damn it. Just like, you know. Imagine paying a Rob cover rate for that. That's what's fucking wild to me. You know? It's crazy. Anyway. We're gonna get back to it. I'm trying to decide. No. We're not doing that. There we go. We're not doing that. But yeah, I just shake my head at everything that's kind of going on in like the comic book industry / sphere. It's just like, what the hell? Like, it's like, and part of the like, here's the thing though, like, part of the reason why everything is so kind of wonky is because of the lack of care, is because of the lack of, like, actual, like, ass-busting that's happening in the mainstream, right? And I get it. Why would you want to bust your ass at Marvel and DC creating new characters when you don't own them? There is no cut anymore, right? There is no residual, right? Like, a lot of the old guys kind of grandfathered in, so to speak, and the characters they created when they were there, if they were smart, their contracts allowed for that. Hey, Sumo. What's going on? How you doing? But yeah, it's good stuff. But yeah, like, and it's that kind of thing too, right? Like, where you look at, like, the state of the industry and, like, think to yourself, like, man, why did it get here? Why did it get so bad? You know? And then you go and you look at Rob live and you go, oh yeah, this makes sense. Checks out. It checks out. This is the kind of care and passion on offer, right? Like, a guy won't even, like, draw faces that are symmetrical, you know, for whatever he's getting paid for, right? Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, it's ridiculous. Damn, it's Wednesdays. What's going on, Kirby? How you doing? But yeah, the whole thing baffles me. You know? Destiny's weekly reset has always been on a Tuesday. Yeah, I don't think Destiny's going to be long for this world. You know, Destiny and Marathon. Marathon definitely took Bungie down. Damn. Used to be such a good company, too. But, you know, once these studios get the old mind virus, it's game over. This cartoon? No. The Speed Racer got me shut down because Warner Brothers somehow thinks that, you know, a movie from 2008 is sacred and must be defended. You know? So, yeah, that's the sad part. Here, Sumo, here. Who do you think I'm drawing now? Yeah, Warner Brothers hates me. You know what I'm saying? Wolfman. Damn. What Wolfman? Marv Wolfman? Oh, Sumo. I kind of owe you an apology. Because I was like, man, I can't think of anything cool that George Perez did that I actually liked. And then I remember that he did Logan's Run. He did the comic book adaptation of Logan's Run. And then I was like, oh, that was pretty cool. So, you know, there's that, Sumo. I'll pull out hey, that guy's not the worst. he did do that book in the 70s. You know. But yeah. But no, it's funny, I was looking at some stuff, I was looking at non-player, I don't know if anybody's, like, aware of that. But it was done by this Nate Simpson guy, and I remember following him, producing the book, and he was basically learning how to make comic books, right? And so, like, when he... Sucks that it took forever. It's like... it took him years to make this book, and he put out the first 32-page issue in 2011. And then it took him another, like, almost 5 years. In 2015, he put out volume 2, like, issue 2, another 32 pages. Oh, hey, Dean, what's going on? Yeah, it's Alita. And so, yeah, so I was looking at it, and, like, that's the thing, there was such a huge gap of time. No, he didn't have kids. He was literally learning how to make a comic book. And he had like a blog and everything like that, and he was like figuring out how to do like flatting and trying to figure out like ways to make flatting better and like all this stuff. He left comic books and went into games. Like, long story short, he left comic books. He made 2 issues, basically made like 64 pages of comics within 8 years, and then said, "This is bullshit. I'm just going to go work on video games." But yeah, like, it was really, no, and that was the thing. The art was beautiful, right? And it was but like, I had kind of forgotten about it, and then I was reminded of it, and then I found out that there was an issue 2. Like, I just, like, because, like, I was still reading and into mainstream comics right up till around 2013. And then I jumped out of the plane, right? And so, like that's the thing, right? Like, I was just like, I don't like where comics are going. I don't, like, it's sad to me in some ways, because, like, I know so many people who jumped off, who, like, just, you know, and, like, and then there are so many people that now I'm like, oh, he worked on a run of Green Lantern or worked on whatever, and I never read any of it because I was out of comics, and no one I knew was reading any of those books. And the people who were still kind of still reading stuff that, like my friends and stuff like that, weren't recommending anything to me, right? And so I knew comics had fallen off when nobody was telling me to read anything. Like, it was like I stopped reading like around 2012, 2013, like, seriously. And none of my friends who were still reading comics were like, "Dude, you've got to read this." They're all like, "You're not missing anything, dude. Like, none of this stuff's good." And to me, that was like, you know, the biggest, like, oh, none of this stuff is good. Great. Yeah, and that's kind of where I knew, right, that it was a lost cause, right? Because I was like, if people who've been reading comics, like, here's the thing, like, what's funny about that is I have this big art book called, what is it? Tori Amos's Tattoo. Right? And in that book, it literally it was like, I think it was 2011 or 2012. This book is like the precursor to all that woke shit getting in there, because it has all those writers in it and all those artists. And yeah, no. And that's the thing. They literally are no good compared to where they used to be. And that was the thing for me too. Like I just started seeing it. And like there's also a run. It was one of the last X-Men books that Joe Mad did. And it's in, and I picked it up after the fact. That's kind of the sad and funny part. I think it's like X-Men Genesis. I think that might be right. And in the issues, they're the first 3 issues of this trade of this X-Men Genesis is this beautiful Joe Madureira art, right? And it has Medusa and Thunderbolt, and they're all running around doing stuff, and there's like these beautiful cities and vistas that Joe Mad is doing, and it's fucking awesome. And this is 2016. And then after those 3 issues, there is this insane like cognitive dissonance, like insane, like just grips, it just rips away. And it cuts to this black kid complaining about racism and how he's a mutant and racist this and these people are that and all this other stuff. And I'm just like, wow. So by like, you know, and so by 2016, you could literally see this dividing line of this great art and great writing and of Joe Mad's work. And I don't remember who was writing it, but I just remember like looking at it and being like, man, this art is fucking kick-ass. Like Joe Mad is like still kicking ass. And then it cuts to somebody else. I don't know if it's like, you know, Joe Kubert or somebody like that. And then it cuts to that, and then that art, the art is a complete downgrade, and then the writing is literally this kid complaining about racism and stuff. Like it's wild. And maybe I'll hold on. Just give me a sec. Let me see if I can find it here. Give me 2 seconds. Yeah, this.
I don't know, you and me are like Coke and icy. Coke and icy. Together, 2 and 2, it will become yummy. Oh, so yummy. You want me, make you happy. I need you right now, hurt me. Love is okay, but not in a homo way. No homo. I know this sometimes, see, we do talk like a baby. Talk like baby. Finally, I know this, you love me like you love mommy. Love your mother. Coca cannot live, I see. Love you like sugar daddy. Motherfucker, love is okay, but not in a homo way. I don't know, you and me are like Coke and icy. Coke and icy. Together, 2 and 2, it will become yummy. Oh, so yummy. You want me, make you happy. I need you right now, hurt me. Love is okay, but not in a homo way. No homo. I know this sometimes, see, we do talk like a baby. Talk like baby. Finally, I know this, you love me like you love mommy. Love your mother. Coca cannot live, I see. Love you like sugar daddy. Motherfucker, love is okay, but not in a homo way.
I need my lights.
soft whispers flow.
Okay, we're back. I couldn't see it at first, and then I found it. It is Shibuya. Get out of here. I'm not pooping. God damn it. God damn it, people. All right. So, it's not Genesis. It's Inhuman. So, we're gonna divert. We're gonna go over here. We're gonna do a little side. We're gonna sidebar here for a quick second. And yes, I'm gonna bring my mic over. Screw you guys. I'm going home. Yeah. All right. That should be good. Will this light be my light? Yeah. All right. So. Yes. All right. So. I'm gonna have to zoom in. Goddamn, why is everything a nightmare? You know what I mean? How do you guys like this? That's all I'm saying. Oh, you let me zoom in. All right, it's not gonna let me zoom in. Who cares? All right, that's what we're gonna do. When I get to the spot, I'll show you. Also, I gotta move you guys over here. Greedy bastard. Hold on. Okay. Now. So, see this? Look at this. This art by Joe Mad. Gorgeous. Beautiful art, right? Then, when he's done, they have all this nonsense and this weird guy with his weird head. And there's all this crap. And where's this? Yeah, see? Like, this beautiful art. We'll still keep going. And then, where's he at? We get to all this weird stuff with this black kid. Right? And then this is when we know. Because look at this fucking art. It's so good. Look at this. It's fucking crazy good. Anyway, but that's the long and the short of it. I want to get to the part where you're basically like, hey, the world is over. Now let's just constantly talk about racism. Where's this little black kid at? That ruins this whole book. That's right, I said it. Yeah, he's scared of the dog. Yeah, this is actually a really good book up until it gets to the point that I'm referring to. Where's he at? Because it was like this really weird, like, delineating line. What's that, Sumo? That's not new. That's not nudie pictures. That's me testing out Copics, right? Because like I printed this out in blue line, and I wanted to see if the Copics would bleed or not, like on the blue line. So I was curious if the blue line would pull up from the paper. That's all. Here it is. Here it is. This guy. This kid here with his weird little rock power. And so once we get into this kid right here, this is where this starts going downhill. Like this is like a delineation point in comics, right? Where like this guy just constantly goes on about racism. And you're just like, really? Like, what? And I'm trying to find it because I remember like it just was out of nowhere. I was like, oh, this book's going long. It's fine. Like, you know, some lot of cool action, a lot of really cool shots and everything like that. And then it just suddenly is like, bro, everything is and look at these people. Like, do you know what I mean? Like the art completely changes and we get like we literally get a blue hair, you know, and like, you know, we get this like whatever this abomination is that's like supposed to be pregnant. And it's just like, good God, man. Good God. And like you can see, like there's just this clear like drop in the quality of the art. It's just like goddamn. But yeah, Joe Mad. I don't know. It's like you trying to follow Joe Mad on a series is, you know, not ideal. Where the hell's it at? There's this whole diatribe of this kid. It's been a hot minute since I read it, but you know how it is. But that's where you got me. See, and he's like all here. Thought I had control of my powers, almost burnt down the club. He doesn't understand why it keeps... Hey, he's one of those people. I don't understand why bad things keep happening to me. I think it was the drumming. Oh, yeah, and then it's like they kind of go because they make weird, like, things like because he's black, like that drumming would affect him. Oh my god, like the jungle rhythms. It's like some of the weirdest shit I've ever seen in a book. Yeah, it's messed up. Like a whole bunch of the stuff is really messed up. And I was just like, oh, we're in a weirdly different time. Like, it's so weird. Yeah, they teleport here. There's a whole bunch of fighting. Yeah, it's super... Oh, we got little Miss Marvel pop in. I can't even find where it is, but I was like... Maybe this is the other part of the book. Let's see. My sister is giving birth there, Flint, right? Like... No, that's... Oh, the Lockjaw takes him to the hospital. All the people are fighting. Where the hell is that at? There's literally a giant scene where he just complains about being a black kid. And I'm just like, what? I'll have to prepare better for the next time. See, but regardless, this Joe Mad art is beautiful. That's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, look at this shit. This is so good. Joe Mad running circles around people. Like, this is that same girl that was pregnant. And she doesn't look like a blob of nothing, right? Like, it's so crazy. So crazy how good Joe Mad is. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Now I want to find it, but I don't want to sit here and read this book. You know what I mean? Those folks in Minnesota. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay. They go all on. This guy goes all in on him. Why he's dead, why it's strange. Those folks up in Minnesota, maybe they raised you, but they weren't your blood. And then they're like going on and on. Like, this whole thing is super weird. And yeah, it's just fucking weird. My entire family's dead. Everyone I know is strange. Isn't it weird that we aren't the same? Like, yeah, it's weird. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff with that kid where he specifically starts talking about, like, because he's black, that there's racism and all this other stuff. Anyway. Oh, yes, look right here, look. Think about this is, okay, this is 2016-ish. So we're just going where for how long? I'm not just some accessory you guys get to shove around to assuage your white guilt. I have a life. There is no time for that argument. Why can't you just trust me? I'm your dad. When have ever... Now you know that's not the right card to play, Dad. right? Like there's a whole thing like where he's going at his parents because he's like, right? Like it's fucking crazy. And I just remember being so like taken out of the book. I knew I could find it, but I was just, it was like just like a whole thing about it, right? And then he's just like, yeah, oh, here it is. But Minnesota isn't exactly me either. Hell, I didn't even see another black kid until I was 8. Parents took me to Duluth. We went to the zoo. Feels like I'm here sometimes. I'm the one on exhibit. I've been here for 17 years. Everyone knows me. Everyone knows everyone. This place is tiny, but I'm still the only guy like me. And he just goes on and on about like how he's like, you know, a black kid and everybody's like doesn't like him and because he's black and all. And I was just like, oh my God, like fucking painful. But regardless, the Joe Mad section of portion of the program is amazing. But like I said, there is literally, right? He didn't see I know. Listen, like it was one of the first times where I was like, "Oh my God, this is so blatant." From a top view, Inhumans, you know. Oh. Yeah, it's got a slip cover, you know. I don't even know I can't even remember what it looks like. Oh, it's just got whatever art there. Okay. But yeah, like it was so, it jumped out at me so hard when I was reading it. I was like, what the fuck's happening here? And especially after like, what's $300? What are you talking about? Like this hardcover? Inhuman? I don't know. Like I buy things when I buy them, and if they become valuable, I can't do anything about that. You know. Okay, we're going back. We're going back over here. We're going back over here. I'm gonna shut these lights off, though. Or are you talking about these markers? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? All right, here we go. Back over here. You know? Oh, now I gotta bring you guys back over. See, this is the, like, what a nightmare. What a nightmare streaming is. It's fucking hell. But yeah. Listen, I'm here to assuage your white guilt. Right? Like, it literally has that. And that was like I'm pretty sure that was 2016 when that came out. Let's have a quick look here. Because, yeah, it took me, I was just like, oh. Because the only reason I picked this up was the Joe Mad art. Yeah, written by Charles Soule. 1 to 3, and then, yeah, Ryan Stegman's on some of the other art. It's like, eh. What is the date here? The annual... Yeah, copyright 2016. So a lot of that work would have likely been for the collection and the monthly time. So likely most of it would have been 2015, probably, leading up to them putting out the hardcover collection. So, you know what I mean? Like, you were getting that in comic books back then. But that Tori Amos tattoo book has like Eric Canetti in it. Has whatever, you know, the if you don't like my politics, don't buy my books. Has her in it. Has a ton of these people who would eventually go on to be the annoying, like, woke people who bothered you in comics, like Tamara Bonvillain. All these people that you're like super used to if you watched any of your boy Zach's videos and the people he complained about. This tome is literally full of all those people. Yeah, and well, I think that is part of part of the problem with the whole DEI thing and the whole equity thing is that, like, they're like, I'm 6'6". There is no equity between me and a guy who is 5'5", right? Like, I am just, you know, my spawn RNG, my server, whatever server I spawned into, and, you know, where I went, I just have an advantage over a guy who's 5'5" in life, period, right? Sucks to say, but it's how it is, right? And so, you know, that's why, you know, basketball players and football players and all these other people who do things, who are bigger and you know, built and all this, you know, and naturally athletically gifted, get those things, and the guy who's 5'5" that can't dunk doesn't, right? Like, he's the guy doing whatever else, right? That's just the reality of life. Like, there's merit, which I wish we would go back to as a society, a merit-based society, and then there's equality, and I believe in equality, like, you know, everything should be fair, you know, for everyone, insofar as you have the ability to do something, you go out and work for it, and you earn it. That's fair, right? Like, I don't believe in, like, just, like, handing people things because how, like, you know, it's kind of that thing, like, you still have, like, black people complaining about slavery. And it's like, if you look at the Irish were far more enslaved and locked into indentured servitude and trafficked and all this kind of stuff than the amount of black people that actually came over here. But you don't hear Irish people complaining. Like, there's a really interesting, like, part of YouTube where it's like black people finding out about how enslaved the Irish were, and they're like, huh. It's super funny to, like, see them go, why aren't they complaining about anything? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it's very interesting to see that, like, societally, culturally, you have a group of people that are hanging on to an excuse for something that has never held them back, right? Like, you can't tell me, because, like, and here's the other thing too, right? Like, when I was growing up as a kid, I didn't know that Jim Lee was Asian. I didn't know that Stan Lee and Jim Lee weren't brothers, right? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you didn't know any of that stuff. I didn't know who Wiltz was or Ryan Benjamin or any of these. I had no clue. Like, who is Pat Lee Asian? Who fucking knows? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't until much later, when you got older and actually started paying attention, or you've seen somebody like, you know, Todd McFarlane or somebody like on some kind of weird show, that you even seen who these people that were making the comics were, right? Like, you knew the name, and you were like, oh, if I buy, God damn it, Sumo. Like, if I buy, you know, a book that has Jim Lee's name on the cover, it's probably going to look pretty good, right? Like, you're just like, when you initially are a kid, you're just picking up comics in their, you know, primary colors, and you're just excited about them. But then, like, you know, some time goes by and you start getting a little bit more sophisticated in your tastes. And then you understand that, like, you know, when it says, you know, Chris Claremont and Jim Lee on a book, or Alan Davis, you know, you're like, ooh, these are going to be good, you know? Yeah, see, until last month, KSS had me convinced that Stan Lee, Bruce Lee, and Robert E. Lee were all cousins. It's true. It's true. It's just how it is. Awesome one comes in here with the non-sequitur. Hawaii are slaves of the waves. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Do you, Sumo? Okay, I'm not trying to dox Sumo or anything here, but do they have book offs and hard offs in Hawaii? Because I heard they do, and those are Japanese, like, gaming and book chains. You know, that's all I'm saying. Oh, Sarah Lee. Yeah, Sarah Lee, the cupcakes. Hey, Phil, what's going on? Kirby, all those artist comic book makers could have said no, but they didn't. Yeah, like, but here, I don't know. Some of it I'm torn on, right? Because, like, if you rolled in and, you know, say you're Joe Mad, right? Joe Mad rolls in and says, nah, son, I'm not going to draw this book. I don't know if, like, because some of these guys were contractually obligated, right? Like, some of these guys were actually tied to do X number of books a year, right? So, like, basically saying to them, like, you know, basically you saying, like, no, I don't want to draw your book because I don't agree with the script or whatever. That I don't know how well that would go, right? Like, I don't know, right? Like, because, like, could they just fire you for refusing to do it? Like, are you financially, because, you know, I mean, there's not a lot of money in comics. Like, are you financially in a spot where you can just say, no, I'm not going to draw this book because I don't like the script? You know? What's happening here? We have one here next to the Comic-Con. YNs are out here catching waves, hanging 10 and stuff. Damn. Damn, all these YNs. Don't forget the generally. Yeah, okay. You can drive the generally to get all the chicken. Damn. Damn. I like this. So yeah, that's the thing. Sumo still hasn't reported back on whether they have these book offs and hard offs. You know? You're fixing to get all the chicken. Damn. Alright. I see how it is. I see. Hey, Crooked Painter, what's going on? Hold on. There are so few professional athletes and sports entertainers, being tall cannot be considered an advantage. Unless dying to a gunshot from the... Damn. From the CTE is a prize. No, but, like, here's the thing. Like, if you're Shaq, you know, they're gonna pick you to play basketball. If you're, you know, what's the Korean guy? The super tall, was it Yao Ming? Was it Yao Ming? You know, like, do you know what I mean? Like, those guys, like Kevin Nash. Like, Kevin Nash was, like, a professional basketball player in Germany before he was a pro wrestler. Right? Like, do you know what I mean? So, like, a lot of these people, the advantage of being tall, it puts them, like, immediately above everybody else. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, Yao Ming, the Chinese guy. Yeah, Korean, Chinese, whatever. You know? Tall basketball, Asian. You know, you know what I mean? Also, hey, Mark, what's going on? Yeah, right? Like, that's the thing. Yeah. That's the thing. Oh. Remember those Yao Ming commercials? Vaguely, you know. Yeah, right. But that's the thing, right? Like, people are going to have advantages in life. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't. There's no equality for a guy that has like 120 IQ and somebody who has an IQ of 67. There's no equality there, right? And so, like, it's just like, you know, that the whole equity thing is a fallacy. Like, the whole idea of it is, like, patently ridiculous. And, like, you just, you know, it's just, I don't know. You're trying to, like, you know, it's one of those things, right? Like, you know, they tell you when you go, you know, if you see deer or bear or whatever, raccoons, whatever, like, don't feed them because they'll become reliant on it and become a nuisance. But yet in our society, we're incredibly ready to, like, give people handouts and, like, have generations of people live on, like, social assistance. And that same thing doesn't apply. Right? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and so, like, that's the thing, right? Like, you're basically, like, doing all this stuff. You know it's not good for the general public, but you're still, like, trying to, like, run all this stuff through and push it. Because, like, I think, like, you know, I think for a lot of people, it is, like, a bigotry of low expectations, right? Like, it's like that crazy thing that goes on in the States all the time where they're like, you know, they think that black people can't get photo ID, right? Like, the Democrats are always like, voter ID is racist because, and their whole thing is like, because black people can't get, and then you go and then, like, literally you could walk down the street and go, hey, do you know where the DMV is? And they'd be like, yeah, it's right here. It's just down the street. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the whole thing is built on this bigotry of low expectations when you're, like, infantilizing a whole group of people who clearly can get jobs and work and raise families and drive cars and all this kind of stuff. And, like, it's crazy, right? Like, it's crazy to me that, like, we're infantilizing this, like, entire group of people and being like, no, they're there. We've got you. We've got you. And it's like, instead of holding them to a higher standard and the same standard that we're all held to, it's like, no. Like, you know, let's make things equal for you. Like, the bad men have made things terrible for you. That's why, you know, you don't work at NASA. You know what I mean? It's like, you don't work at NASA because bad men made things terrible for you. It's like, no, you don't work at NASA because you didn't get the education, you didn't have the intelligence or the drive for that to be your career path, right? Like, it has nothing to do with, like, you know, other people. Like, let's not constantly, like, blame other people for what you haven't chosen to do with your life, right? Like, kind of giving people the old, like, oh, I'm sure everything would be great if it wasn't for X. And I'm just like, look at every other, like, third world country in the world, right? Like, if everything was gonna be great if it wasn't for, like, me, then everything, the other parts of the world would be amazing right now, and they're not, right? Like, why does everybody want to come to Western civilization? Because it's better. We made things better. Like, it's so crazy to even, like, argue that for a second, right? And it's like, and then people come from other countries and go, well, we don't like the way you're doing things. And it's like, well, then go back to where you were, because we made this for us. If you would like to come in and integrate into our society, cool. That's awesome. You know, if you'd like to come and hang out, let's do that. But, like, coming here and then being like, hey, I don't like that you have dogs. Like, let's get rid of the dogs. I'm like, bro, you came here. Remember that. It's like crazy. Like, just some of the shit that people are, like, even, like, slightly considering, like, oh, well, like, it's their religion. It's like, then practice it somewhere else. Don't, like, you know what I mean? Like, because if somebody came to your house, like, literally walked into your house and said, I don't like that you have a dog. And my first response would be like, then get the fuck out of my house. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's that simple. Like, it's not fucking rocket science. So, like, you just extrapolate that out into society, and you go, you know, if you don't like that, go away. Right? Like, we have our own unique laws and customs and all this kind of stuff. How about Not wasting my time or yours on it. Yeah, right? Like that's the thing. Like my thing is like I don't have a problem with any one of any race, creed, or whatever, right? If you come here and you're cool, like and in my entire life, it's been this way. I don't care what color you are, I don't care what gender you think you are, whatever. If you're cool to me, I will be cool to you, right? Like I have no problem inherently with anyone. But when you start asking me to lose my rights and lose my way of life because you don't like it, nah. Like that's where it's like you've come here, right? Like you don't come into my house and go, I don't like the color of your walls, so I'm going to paint them. It's like, no, you don't. I bought this house. You don't get to decide what color the walls are. You get your own fucking house, right? And so until you do, I don't have to listen to anything you say, right? Like, and yeah, it's one of those things, right? Like, I just kind of shake my head at even the people who are like slightly like accommodating to people who would rather like, you know, remove and or replace you if they could. Like, you know what I mean? Just because you don't like want to bend over and take it. It drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. Oh my god. But yeah, you know. Anyway, it's still Tuesday. So that's a thing. But yeah, I don't know. I just shake my head. Yeah, leave my walls alone, see? There are kids waking up in the favelas of Brazil aspiring to be like me. Listen, here's the thing. All through history, there have always been people, no matter their station, no matter their class, no matter their financial position, who have worked their ass off and made something of themselves, right? And whether that is just being gainfully employed and having a decent education that's better than no education, and, you know, having a house and a car and a wife and kids and, you know, and providing for them and all that stuff, all very like reasonable and respectful things to do with your life, right? And then there are people who go beyond that, you know, and they work really hard and they, you know, create a company or a business or whatever, and they do something. But it's like, you know, and some of it's luck, some of it's opportunity, some of it's timing, some of it's, you know, right place, right time. But generally, most people who achieve things in their life, it's because they were persistent. It's because they wanted more for themselves and they went after it, right? Like, you know, nobody just delivers you a Ferrari, right? You gotta go get that Ferrari. You know, that's it. That's all I'm saying. You want where's your Bugatti? You want a Bugatti? You know what I'm saying? Where's it at? You got to go earn it. That's all I'm saying. You want a 1977 Datsun Fairlady Z? You got to go get that. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I'm just out here being incredibly reasonable. Well, I mean, here's the thing. Like, there are tons of, because of the way comics have been, you know, there's no health plan, there's no dental, there's no whatever. Jack Kirby, some of the best creators in comics and on the planet, died poor and destitute, right? They had their IP, their contribution to that IP taken from them. They never had any residual rights or any kind of like dividends paid out to them, right? And that happens, right? But like at some point, why didn't Kirby, and I know why he didn't do it, but I'm just hypothetically saying, at some point, why didn't Kirby break out on his own, start his own company and make his own IP, right? Like why didn't Kirby and a bunch of those guys do the Image thing, right? Before Image. Why didn't like a lot of these guys do that? And the reason is A, they likely thought they couldn't, and B, they love their characters and their creations so much that they just wouldn't leave, right? And that's the sad part to it, but it's the reality of it, right? Like you see people all the time because whether it's fear or they don't want to let people down, etc., right? Like they will stay in a shitty job or shitty situation because they don't know any better. They don't know any different, and they're afraid of change. They fear change. They fear having to step out on their own and be independent, and that also separates people, right? Right? There are, and you see, like there are a lot of people who huddle in groups, right? And they rely on the group to carry them. There are a lot of people who strike out on their own, and because they're not weighed down by the group, right? Like, do you know what I mean? And like, and sometimes, like, like the group, the collective has its benefits, right? Like, if you have 4 or 5 people and you're, kind of like building momentum and doing things, that can have its benefit, right? Like there can be an energy to that, a creative rivalry, all that kind of stuff, right? But then also if you're doing things on your own, you're not getting dragged into anybody else's mess, right? You're not, say like how it's happened so many times before. Yes, exactly, KSS. People get comfortable even in discomfort, right? Like it's the same thing. Like women will stay with men that beat them, right? And it's like they could leave, and there's all kinds of resources and things for them to leave, and society even benefits them if they want to leave, right? But they'll stay. They'll stay with somebody who treats them like shit because they don't know anything else, right? And they fear being on their own. Like, and it's the same thing with other people. There are people who, when they get out of a relationship, they immediately jump into another relationship. They fear standing on their own. They fear being alone, And yes, fear is the mind killer. It really is. Like you can see it too. Like it eats away at people. Like you can see people, like, because everybody knows somebody who, has let fear of failure dictate their life, who has let fear of success dictate their life. You know what I mean? And, yeah, well, I mean, I legitimately think there's a difference between like, maybe a little kink, crooked painter, and like, physical and verbal abuse. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and I think there's a very big difference between the two, right? Like, and so, because and that's the thing, like, the kink aspect, that's a playtime kind of situation. The you looked at me funny, or there's nothing, you didn't clean or do whatever today, and I have to beat the crap out of you on a regular basis. That's different. That's a completely different scenario. Like, do you know what I mean? And that's the thing, right? Like, there's black and white and shades of gray in everything, right? Like, but yeah, no, it's one of those things, right? Like where, for better or worse, our society is strange. That is for sure. Give her a little more jawline as I look at it. Fear of waking up without nipples. That is a true terror. I mean, one of the biggest fears that men have in Japan is women with teeth in their vagina. It's an actual, like, phobia. You know? So you just don't, you never know. You don't know what you're getting into, you know what I'm saying? Like, what did she do to cause this hitting? Well, like, here's the thing, right? Like, I'm a very firm believer in, you know, never hitting a woman. I think that's a non-negotiable. You know, but it would depend on the circumstance, right? Like, if, you know, some crazy bitch comes out of nowhere and is like, you know, hitting you and whatever, you know, you could strike, you know, you could straight arm her, get her off you pretty hard, you know, and you with probably little effort, you know what I'm saying, and you'd be good. What's this? Teeth? Yeah, Sumo, did you hear the question I asked about where you reside and the book offs and the hard offs? That Japanese chain store? Do they have them where you live? Because I heard they did, and I thought that was interesting. You answered that and I ignored it. Okay, I guess I'll go back and watch it. So I'll get the 411. Or you could just answer me again and say, yes, they do. You know what I mean? You guys have the Japanese chain, the book offs and the hard offs in the States? Like fully? They're just like chilling? Damn. Hey, Michael Dicho, how you doing? Different individual personality traits, risk aversion, circumstances all play a part in life choices. Also, it changes over time. With age, you become more risk averse and start setting up your end game. Yeah, this is true. Okay. You've seen book offs, but it's used books, games, CDs, and DVDs. See, was that hard, Sumo? Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. You know? Shelby mentioned the movie Pumpkin, the most messed movie I've ever seen. All right. Phil's saying he's never heard of book offs. Sounds vaguely sexual and Russian. Granted, a lot of the used stuff is Japanese. Sumo, have you seen me at any point ever in, like, I could reach over here, right? And I could pull over this N64 Japanese wrestling game. Like, do you know what I'm saying here? Yeah, busty little anime statues. Like, what are you trying to say here, Sumo? Like, why you like this? Like, you know, like I have this like still in box Transformer kit, right? Where you just build the little guy, and he's like in the box. But what? Yeah, like, you know, I reach over and I grab Sumo. Why would I care? I have this Namco JogCon, you know, and you're saying to yourself, Jay, it only has weird Japanese stuff. You know? You wad just answering my question. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. You know, I have no affinity. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, I'm just out here. I'm just living on these virtual streets. You know? Witch's Printing Office is a great manga about book offs. She runs a magic book con, and it's fun. Oh, okay. Listen, I'm not a damn it. I'm not a hoarder. The thing that it's called collecting. See this? Oh. See this? This copy, this issue of 94 with the guy in the aforementioned pose. That's not hoarding. That's collecting. You see this Danger Girl fishbowl exhibit? That's not hoarding. That's collecting. You know? These people and their aspersions that they're casting. KSS just wants me to go to Japan for a vacation. And I want someone recording 6'8" walking through Tokyo like Gojira. Listen. What's up, G1? How you doing? You have no idea what's happening. See, that's probably a good thing. You know what I mean? It's probably a good thing. Scamps. You know, we thought you were dead. We were like, where's Scamps? This is outrageous. You know? Scamps is not seeing all this sumo wrestling. And we were worried. We were worried. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, this is the equivalent of some karate master taking out a board and breaking it with his hands, face, and nipples. You know what I mean? He's just going in there and he's like, what-da-da-da-da. You know, that's all I'm saying. Just how it is. Just how it is. Listen, now, personally, myself, I'd like to have a library that I can just walk up to and I own the thing. I am a big fan of physical media, right? And so being able to just walk up to a shelf and pull that game off the shelf and put it in the machine and press the power button and play it is very important to me, right? And some people feel that way about comics and movies and whatever, right? Books, you know. KSS. Scamps left after we solved racism. Damn. Now, KSS, he's watched multiple sumo streams and suddenly realized you have no idea who won any of them. You know what we say? This might be a fault of your own, KSS, because we announce who each guy is. I say which one is on the left and on the right. Then, when the match ends, I go, hey, Daisho won. Taka no Sho won. You know what I mean? The Purple Prince won. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Yes. Okay. And so here's the thing too. You're bringing up a very good point, Dale A. You know, Nintendo with their download only cartridges for the Switch 2. Since I have a Switch 2, if a game comes out like Daemon X Machina, Titanic Scion, I buy it. But it's on the cartridge. I refuse to buy any game that is not complete on the cartridge or on the disc. I'm a huge fan of like Gran Turismo. And Gran Turismo 7 is online only, and the whole game isn't on the disc, so I refuse to purchase it. It's just how it is. I'm speaking with my wallet. And so and the same with Xbox, same with any company, if you're not selling me a complete game on the disc or on the cartridge, I don't buy it. I just don't buy it. Taka no Sho is his name. Yeah, but it's like, you know, not spelt SHOW, you know. I thought I had a problem remembering names in English, but in Japanese I'm even more retarded. So the names of them all being Fat Asian Guy doesn't help my memory either. They all look like, damn, it's just tits and asses with a top knot. That's a party. You know what I'm saying? Damn. Damn, I haven't played a Gran Turismo game since like A-Spec back in the day. Yeah, like, and that's the thing, right? Like you can right now grab your copy of Gran Turismo 3 or 4, you know, A-Spec on the PS2, and you can just put the disc in, turn it on, and play it, right? Like yeah, it's one of those things. Like I just enjoy physical media. I enjoy like the art of games and the design and the storytelling, and it's the same thing about comics and stuff like that, right? Like, you know, the most creative people, most artists, all that kind of stuff, get into that stuff and enjoy that stuff for those reasons, right? Like, there's definitely many times when I've said to myself, man, I wish I liked less things. You know? I wish because, like, you know, I wish my focus was more narrow. But the fact that, like, you know, when you pick up anything, you know, somebody designed that box, somebody designed the manual, somebody designed the characters, all that kind of stuff. And so there's a big part of me that's like a fan of all of that kind of stuff, and like especially good design, especially good storytelling and good art, and you know, just that whole thing, right? And I think that's why, you know, certain people create things, right? And because they're intrigued by the process, right? And they want to make things as well, right? That curiosity, that like excitement around making things, you know? It's infectious. Man, okay. Deep down, you know what I'm saying? Deep down on the sea. Yeah, I have what's funny, I think I wore it on a stream before. I have a Danger Diabolic shirt. I'm a big fan of that movie. And there was comics and stuff too, right? But yeah, I remember seeing, here's what's so weird about that. I was a big fan of that movie and like that Deep Down theme song. And then I was like really excited when, Faith No More, Mike Patton did this whole album, Mondo Cane, and he did a version of Deep Down, and I was like, this is fucking awesome. Like, I was just like, what is happening? Why is this so good? Yeah. It's very much like Galago 13. It's like spy action stuff. You know, fast cars, faster women. It's a good time. Danger Diabolique. Yeah, it's good shit. You know? But yeah, like, and that's the thing, like, you know, you need a physical copy of that. You need to own it. You need to be able to walk up to your shelf and take it off and go, yeah, let's go. But yeah, check out Mike Patton, Mondo Cane. He did like all this stuff. And I was like, because it was kind of one of those things where you're just like, man, like Mike Patton has this crazy range, right? Like you think of him as like Faith No More and like Mr. Bungle and shit like that. And then you just see him like, you know, singing this like, you know, what you would consider like, what is it like? It's like Enrico, is it Enrico Marcone or Enrico Marcone? I can't remember what the guy's name is off the top of my head, but and so yeah, like it was just cool to hear him like do that like song. He can make all the noises in the universe, damn. He's got universal noises on lock. I like it. I think that's over here. Yeah. But yeah, it's good stuff. It's fun. I dig it. Oh. The watch party. I wonder if is it just on YouTube? Because technically, if it's just on YouTube, you could stream it. You know, that's just me. Because I've seen people, because there's a lot of anime and stuff like that, where what's the best way to put it? They're kind of abandoned, and so the abandonment of said anime makes it so that like no one can copyright strike you, and so there's definitely some anime streams that I've seen online, you know, or like when I play the gem clip, Hasbro has all that gem stuff up for, like, I think G.I. Joe too. They have it up for free to use, right? Like I don't get a strike if I play this.
Everyone okay?
Yeah, we just felt like hanging around.
Well, hang tight. Amazing rescue. Local youth, Rio Pacheco, saves rock group, the Holograms, from certain death. Pacheco tried its mysterious lead singer, Jem, with help in rescue. Great. Not only did you give Jerica's band $1 million worth of publicity, but you're lucky she didn't call the police.
Hey, lighten up. It's not our fault that Aja chick can't drive. Yeah.
You know? But yeah, it like, because whenever I use it, it pops up and says, this content belongs to Hasbro, but Hasbro has allowed its use on YouTube, so no action needs to be taken or whatever. And so I'm like, cool. So that's why I have those clips on there. But also, like the Danger 5 thing that I have, I've never... The Danger 5 thing has never got me anything. It doesn't even give me a notice for this.
Everybody sit down.
Greetings, Colonel.
I said sit down! Now, you know how I don't like to use the sit-down gun, but this morning we just don't have time for mucking about. Major Allied cities have come under attack.
Nazis?
Close your mouth.
You know what I'm saying? It's just how it is. But yeah, it's like if the company is oh goddamn, if the company is not like chasing you down, you're pretty much free to use it, right? And so yeah, that's the good thing. Rumble is way more lenient, though there's a delay worse than YouTube. Angel doesn't like that, but she appreciates the fact she can drop the hard R without a worry. That's fair. That's fair. I mean, listen, if you're gonna be dropping hard R's, you know, if you're gonna roll those R's, you know, then it's good to have a home for it, I guess. That's just me. Yeah, I don't know, like Rumble, like, I don't know if it was YouTube or or Rumble, but they used to let you, like, auto-upload all your content from YouTube, like, right at the same time, and it would just immediately, like, aggregate to Rumble, and then they did something, and you can't do it anymore. It's, like, stupid. Because I was like simultaneously like uploading everything I was doing to Rumble, and then it got screwed up. So I'm like, all right, I'm not wasting my time with that anymore. Just how it goes. You're drawing a dragon and many tiny people. Have you ever drawn many tiny people? Yeah, it's mind-numbing. The key is, depending on the angle that you're shooting, like you're drawing the dragon and the tiny people from, is maybe 3 to 5 of those people that are close should be detailed, and everybody else can be silhouetted. Just kind of... Right? Because as long as you're conveying the distance and the amount of people, people aren't going to look at it. Right? Like, unless you really hate yourself and you want to spend a bunch of time drawing little people, save yourself, you know, indicate silhouette as much as possible. Yeah. Because it's one thing, because, like, it's one of those things where, right, like, as long as it reads as a lot of people, you don't have to draw a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like, because, like, you could get there and be mind-numbingly just drawing little people and, like, heads and tunics and all this stuff on them. But, like, depending on the size of the image and what it's for, most of that detail is going to get lost in print, right? Because, like, print is like 300 DPI, and then if you're shrinking it down to a comic page or whatever, you're going to even lose more detail. At some point, that detail just is completely lost in the drop down, right? And so putting a ton of detail in that's going to be lost is more just you wasting time, right? Like, at some point, it's like for naught. No matter, you know, how cool it looks when you're zoomed in on it. Which is the kind of thing too. Like, I try not to zoom in on things. It's manga size too. 3 pound. Oh Jesus, yeah. Don't get too into the weeds with it, for sure. Just, you know, like I said, the people you can see detail enough so that you know that they're people, and then as you zoom out or back, depending on the angle. If it's a 3/4 shot, right? Like your first handful of people, if there's a dragon in the background or above or whatever, and then, like, as they fan out or whatever, you can just heads, just like, you know, like this. Oh wait, I'm on white. You know, as you go back, am I still on white? There we go. As you go back, right? You just have, like, shapes of people, you know, and then you have the detailed people here, you know, with their little tunics, little hats, running for their lives, you know. But you, like, these guys back here, you know, they're just, as long as you can tell there's a waves of people, and these are the people who have the expressions as they run forward, you know. Those are the guys you got to worry about. You know, the party that's leading the run. All these guys are inconsequential. You know, as long as everybody knows that these guys are coming at you. You know. What's this? YouTube copies all content in low resolution fader, moderate all media. Yeah, I noticed I had to download some of those, the Youngblood review streams to condense down into, like, shorter reviews. And they give you that as a smaller thing. Little dude has to climb, pretty women in different poses. Oh, okay. You know? Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, especially if it's manga size and it's like 3 panels. Yeah, because it's manga size, so you're only doing 2 or 3 panels per page. So That checks out. See, there's like a piece of me that's not sure where I want to go with this, which is why I'm doing all the noodling. Right, because you get ideas on your cooldown, and then you go, you know? Like that. I think I'm gonna hook that up. Do 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 do. No, it feels like it should be up higher. No, I don't like that either. No, sir, I don't like it. Tunics with two nips. Sorry, couldn't help. Alliterating. True. What's we got here? Beach is saying. True. Mixed detail within levels within a scene or between sequential panels is an art like broken, like bokeh depth of field. Yeah. Bokeh depth of field in photography. The background needn't be sharp and focused. Yeah. And it looks cool too. Like you know, and your eye looks at it and goes, "That's pretty sweet." I've always liked like bokeh depth of field and things. See, that's why I keep the Wi-Fi disabled on my smart TVs and use an Apple TV device. They don't sell that data. Oh, really? That's interesting. You're playing 9 Souls on PS4. Got it for free. Actually really enjoying it. Highly recommend it to sate one's itch for Metroidvania type game. Comic style cutscenes. Oh, really? Cool. So is it like straight up Metroidvania, or does it have like any kind of like roguelike element to it? Like, is it just pure story based? Like side-scrolling Metroidvania action? Because, like, what's funny is I've been thinking about playing Alundra 1 and 2. It's like, where's that? I actually had them out here. Alundra from Working Designs. It's basically like the PlayStation's Zelda, A Link to the Past. It's like a very like Zelda game. And then Alundra 2, it went fully like polygonal, however you'd like to say it. And yeah, they're pretty cool. I've never finished the second game, and so there's a part of me that just wants to replay 1 and then go right into 2 and actually finish it. But yeah, cool stuff. Like, because like if I'm going to play like a Metroidvania kind of game, I'm probably going to go straight to the source, and play like a Castlevania game like Symphony of the Night, or play Metroid like Fusion or something like that. But then there's also like there's a Wreck of the Lotus Ward Deedlit Metroidvania game, which is pretty cool. Stuff like that. There's some fun stuff out there that you definitely should try if you were a fan of the Metroidvania. That's for sure. But that's what it is. No roguelike in it. That would have been awesome. Straight up 2D side-scrolling. Yeah, Lundra 1 and 2 are great. Yeah, well, I mean, that was the thing, right? Like, it's interesting that way, too, like, because, like, Wild Arms, most of those games don't directly connect either. And I'm a big fan of those. And they're made by some of the same people. Contrail worked on Wild Arms and worked on Alundra and stuff like that as well, so... Mm-hmm. Yeah, Wild Arms, like, the first Wild Arms game is, like, one of my favorite games. It's like, I've played through that game so many times, and I love how there's 3 different, like, protagonists, and you can pick between them, and then their stories all eventually come together anyway, and then you're playing as all 3 of them. It's so good. Like, it's one of those games that's, like, almost like a comforting thing, like, oh, I'm gonna play through Wild Arms again. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that kind of stuff. Like, and there's only, like, what's weird is, like, there's a handful of games that I play on a regular basis, like, that are extended. Like, there are some things that are, like, like fighting games, like a Tekken or a Virtua Fighter or Street Fighter, where you can sit down and play for 5 minutes or 5 hours, and then there's other games that you're like, no, we're locked in. We're gonna be playing this for a hot minute. Let's get it. That's good stuff. Yeah, well, see, A1 saying most of the excuse me, dry. Most of the FF games are different characters. Yeah, like very few of them actually carry over. But it's the same shared like universe and stuff like that. So many of those early JRPGs need more games. Yeah, they won't though. Like, and at this point, like, so many of those games, I wouldn't want new creators tarnishing those series, right? Like, that's the thing, right? Like, and like, there's stuff like in a perfect world, you'd be able to remake those games the way they were with the intent they had, and maybe we'll get back there. But right now, there's games that if they did a remake of, I'd be very wary of. I don't want, like, progressive, woke politics in games that don't need them. You know what I mean? I don't want identity politics in things. Like, when I pick my character and it says male, female, it doesn't say body type 1 or body type 2. It says male, female. I think those are important societal constructs, and you know, we should be abiding by them. You know, and especially if you're going to remake a game. If you're remaking a game and the original game said male, female, and you remake it today and it says body type 1, body type 2, you're not respecting the source material. You're not respecting the intelligence of the people you're selling the game to, right? Like, get out of here with that shit. I just don't have any patience for it, right? Like, I don't have any patience for people defacing classic games and then remaking them and then putting the dirty hands of woke progressive politics in them, right? Like, you wouldn't, you know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't go and take some of those like great paintings like a Da Vinci or a Picasso or a Rembrandt. You wouldn't take them and repaint them for a modern audience, right? Like, you wouldn't like cover up the nudity, or you wouldn't like do whatever, because someone might get offended, like, you know, from a painting from the 1500s or something. You know what I mean? Like, get out of here with that shit. You know, that's not where I'm living. I'm not about that. Don't have any time or patience for it. Yeah, right? Like the hench person. Goddamn. They're henchmen. They are henchmen. That I hear, but I do hear, aside from annoying shit like that, I do hear that that's pretty good. Right? Like, I do hear that there's like a lot of like really cool nods to a lot of the other Batman series and stuff like that in it. But because like what's the Lego Jurassic Park game is actually really good, but it also kind of came out before all the weird stuff was happening. You know? Lego woman got no boobs. Yeah, that's the crime. That's the real sad part. It's the real criminality. Mm-hmm. 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 We'll get there. We're carving it out. This is what happens when I'm not exactly sure where I want to go. I just noodle and carve. And look at spacing. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I'm just looking at it on the other screen. I am mostly satisfied with it. I think I'm going to bring it down a little. Do do do. Don't know why it's so helpful to have a second monitor farther away with the image on it. But man, you just like look at it and go, oh yeah, that's messed up, or yeah, that's right. Like, but you're looking at it here and you're just like, I don't know if you're too close to it or what it is, but anytime I have it up on the second monitor and I kind of glance back and forth, I can immediately see what I don't like about it. It's very useful. Very useful. That's what I'm talking about. Lego games used to go quietly under the radar, then people noticed they were yeah, like, I will say, like, the Jurassic Park one is really good. There's a Lego Ninjago movie one that is actually surprisingly, like, really good. Also, even if you don't like Lego, the Lego City Undercover. It's on Switch, it's on Xbox, it's on PlayStation. The Lego City Undercover is a ridiculously good and funny game, and it's like this like side, like it's like this kind of like action movie parody kind of game, like Grand Theft Auto Lego kind of game, and it's like it's really good, but it's like, you know, super like kid friendly, like, you know, that kind of thing. But it's actually pretty funny. There's actually some really good jokes and stuff in it. Where I was just like, wow, I was like, this is a good game and it's well written. See, there you go. Look, Dale just woke up out of his coma. He heard Lego City Undercover. And no, it's a, like, seriously, it is a ridiculously good game. And you can probably get it for a song right now. Like, I played it originally on the Wii U. Because it was a Wii U exclusive, and I played it there, and I loved it. And then after, I don't know, maybe it was a couple of years or something later, it came out for, like, you know, Xbox, PlayStation, Switch. So yeah, whatever console you have, PC, you know, go spend, I'm sure it's like on sale or cheap, right? Go spend the 10 or 15 bucks that Lego City Undercover probably is right now. And it's just a fun, good game. It's, I like, you know, I cannot recommend that game enough. Yeah, because it was one of those things where I was like, because, you know, sometimes, you ignore genres or types of games because you're like, it's just a Lego game. And then they put one out and you kind of go, maybe I'll just check this one out. And that's what gets you in the door. And then you're like, oh, I guess I'll check out the Lego Lord of the Rings game and the Lego Avengers game and the Lego Batman. Like, you know what I mean? Lego Indiana Jones, like that kind of stuff. And it just kind of gets you in the door. And you're like, okay, why have I not been doing this my whole life? Why have I been ignoring that, you know? It's just how it is. How it is sometimes, you know. You don't know what you're missing. Hey, what's going on, Angela? How you doing tonight? Yeah. Now it's been a pretty quiet night, pretty chill. You know, we're just chilling here. I'm noodling on this this Alita, this galley. And, you know, making little to no progress, but some progress, you know what I'm saying? Damn, Noah just sprung into action. Damn. But yeah. Yeah, see, Scamps is alive. We thought Scamps was dead. Oh, did you have exams? And you passed? You passed your exam with flying colors? Is that what I'm hearing? Is that what I'm hearing right now? Last week you had your exam? Listen, if you've passed, congratulations. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got an A. Well, that's good. There you go. See, they can teach an old dog new tricks. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? That's how it works. Yeah. Listen, that is all that matters. Like, if you're going to put that kind of time in and go back to school or whatever it is you're upgrading or what, I have no idea what you're doing. I just know tangentially that you've been like, I'm taking this course. I'm doing this thing. And so I'm like, all right. What's Noah saying here? Had to retake her driving exam. Damn. That's rough. So here's the thing. If you couldn't parallel park, right? Let's just ostensibly like have this conversation here. If you couldn't parallel park, most cars have a like parallel parking feature in them now, where you just kind of pull up and push the button and the car just boop. Would you be allowed to use that in your exam? I'm sure they wouldn't let you, but you know what I mean? Like, it would be funny if you were just like, oh, I'm totally going to park, and then you just push the button and it parks itself. That'd be funny. Hey, Plunge, what's going on? How you doing tonight? Do 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 do. You don't think it's allowed? You're allowed to use it? I'm getting conflicting sentiment from the chat. You're allowed to use it. You don't think it's allowed. Damn. All right. Right, because like if you were going to use it every time anyway, I mean, you only have to ever do it the once. You know? And then you'd be like, yeah. I've only ever done it the once and passed my test. Just removing all my indicators. Do 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 do. Scamps. Jay, did you ever teach Angela the art of setting the stream to a different time slot? I'm pretty sure that she knows how to do that. I could be crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty... Because you have to punch in the number to set up the stream. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. Plunge is good. Just finished streaming about new bubble face chemical injections from China. Damn! Bubble face chemical injections from China. Alright. That's interesting. Like, is it like... Like, are they injecting, like cheek implants? Like, what's happening? When I took it, you were allowed to use it. When you took it, They let you do it now. Damn. What if you get a rental and it doesn't have that feature? I guess you just pay to park in the parking lot. Plunge is about to mock up some fantasy battle flags for his comics. Oh yeah, I'm doing well. Thanks for asking, Plunge. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. No complaints. No complaints. We're just noodling. We're just noodling here. You know? Do. But yeah, hopefully everybody's having a good Tuesday. You know? It's a strange day of the week. You know, Taco Tuesday. You get out there. Possibly have some tacos. Is Taco Tuesday disappointing for people when they don't get tacos? Right, but then somebody says it's Taco Tuesday. Do you immediately regret not having tacos? Because I think I do. I think I regret saying something about tacos and then knowing that I don't have any tacos. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's the part where I just root myself. You know what I mean? Plunge here with the nightly news. It's sold as a beauty miracle thing, but 12 months later causes bubbles under your skin. Ew. Like the Substance movies. Damn. Just get a man to pass that driving test. Oh, god damn it. Always. Man, Noah, kind of get out of here. Tacos are very mid. What kind of tacos are you having? You know? Because you can have, like, ground chicken tacos. You can have ground beef tacos. You can have, like, chopped up, like, chicken breast tacos. Like, come on now. Like, you can have fish tacos. You know? Like, you can have, like, the taco, and then you wrap it in a tortilla with cheese in between the taco and the tortilla. And then you just, like, you know. Okay, Noah. You just find tacos annoying to eat. Do you find chicken wings annoying to eat? Do you find drumsticks annoying to eat? Are you one of those people who, like, doesn't like to eat with their hands and get their hands dirty? Is that what you're talking about? You're talking about because they're messy and fun? You don't like it? Now, here, no. Before you even respond to that, you're going to tell me you don't like things that are messy and fun. I can see it. I can see it right now. Incredible. Oh, man. Was one chicken, one hamburger burrito. Ooh, ground pork. Let's go. Yeah, I do like pulled pork and like, I got like a peppered, this like spice peppered bacon the other day. I'm looking forward to putting that on some burgers. That's gonna be good. Man, now I'm making myself hungry. What time is it even? God damn. You love chicken wings. Tacos just irritate you. Take one bite and the whole thing falls apart. Damn. Yeah. Like, and I'm not eating a lot of bread currently, but like one of like my go-tos, like to put food on is naan, right? Like if you heat up some naan in the oven and then you throw like burger on it or like ground beef or ground chicken or pulled pork or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like just go to town, right? But yeah, like, I don't know. I eat tacos. Well, I used to eat tacos, like, quite a bit. And they weren't really... The taco itself wasn't really falling apart, right? Like, sometimes you'd have some, like, you know, you'd be biting the taco and some stuff would fall out of it onto your plate. but the taco itself wasn't like exploding in my hand, right? Like it was, you know. But also Noah, is your mom pre-baking the taco? Like, she warming up the taco shells in the oven before she puts the ingredients in them, right? Because if she's just giving you like a cold taco shell and it's just shattering and it's just exploding, that might be a her problem. You know what I mean? The same taco is placed down can never be picked back up again. Damn. Yeah, the tacos don't explode in my hand. You know, I mean, you know, that's a different kind of eruption. You know what I mean? That's a quake. You know, just how it is. It's that booty quake. Taco shells are heated up in the oven first. Okay, all right. I guess your mom isn't for the streets. We're cool. You know how it is. But yeah, it's good. It's a good time. Yeah, like, and then you get like the fun shells, like for tacos, where you're like, hey, you know. And see, look, Henry Bemis slides in here. You have to deep fry the taco shells. It ensures taco stability. See, Henry isn't building a house of tacos. He's building a fort of tacos. You know? And I appreciate that. What's going on, Henry? How you doing? Dorito shells, the tacos. Oh, like, yeah, because you can get the spicy cheese or the ranch Dorito shell tacos. God, now you're living. Yes, see? Scamps knows what's up. Tacos being messy is part of the fun. This is the real truth. This is the science. You know? And yeah, cause see, here's the thing. Like, I've known people. All right, here's the thing. I've known people who didn't like to eat like chicken wings or boned things with their hands. They thought it was like savagery of some kind, right? And so they're like, I only eat like chicken tendies and chicken breasts and whatever other nonsense they had that they could use with a fork and knife. And I'm just like, get out of here. Get out of here. Sometimes you just pick that food up and you stuff it in your fucking mouth and you chew it. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, look at Dale A rolling in here. Street tacos with corn tortillas thrown on the griddle are superior. Fuck yeah. Yeah. And like, do you ever have the taco, speaking of like the street taco type thing, where they cover, like they put cheese on it and then they slap the taco on the cheese on the griddle and then they like wrap it and it's just all like this like crispy burnt cheese on one side of the taco when you're eating it. It has all the other stuff in it. It's fucking good. So good. Oh, so good. Your brother uses a fork for everything. Damn. Unreal. Humans pretending they aren't animals are the worst humans. Yes, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, you know, raccoons aren't collecting video games. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, that's not what's happening. You know, finches flying around in trees, they're not collecting, you know, but, you know, we are still inherently animal-like. You know, our base forms. It's just how it is. Mm-hmm. Damn. Oh, listen, Dale's living his best life. There's a place around here that does the quesabira tacos with all the melted burnt cheese. Mmm. Delicious. You know what I'm saying? Just, I love it. Yes. Listen, okay, sometimes you buy a rotisserie chicken and eat most of it in your car. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like you have to drive somewhere and it's like a pain in the ass to like go wherever, and you can just roll into a place, get a rotisserie chicken, take the top off of it, and just pull pieces off of it while you're driving. You're just like, I'm just eating this chicken. Do you know what I mean? That's how you have to live sometimes. That is just how it is, right? Like, never underestimate the deliciousness that is a rotisserie chicken. From dust to dust, filled with the life from God. You know? And that's what I think about when I'm eating those rotisserie chickens. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. Are you really a human? Listen, I'm a real human boy. And I will just rip that... I'll just dig into that hot rotisserie chicken and rip that breast right off. You know what I mean? With the skin, the flavor. Let's go. Yeah, see, Noah? I know. Like, I've made myself hungry with all this talk. You know what I mean? Like, why? Why am I doing it to myself? Why am I like this? That's the real question. You know? I just want freedom. You know? That's all. That's all I want. That's all I want, boys and girls. It's just the freedom to have my rotisserie chicken in peace, goddammit. You know? That's it. You know? I'm not asking for a lot. I want some sweet rotisserie chicken. That's it. That's it. I apologize to anyone who I may or may not be making dizzy by rolling. You know? Gotta be careful with chicken breasts. They can mess with your boob game. Well, I don't know. You know. Or they can, you know, give you the power to level up your boob game. You know what I'm saying? Give you that energy. You just scored a 16-inch electric wok. Nice. It's huge. You've been looking for one for ages. I have a regular wok, you know, with the handles on the side and the bowl, the top. I don't have an electric one, but I have a regular. You're gonna text a girl there to cook me a rotisserie chicken. You think it'll go over well? All right. I like this for you, Noah. I like this for you. Yeah. What kind of rotisserie chicken you're gonna get? That's the real question. You know, it's gonna be barbecue. It's gonna be herb and garlic. What are we doing? You know? Demand answers. Waka waka. You never had stir fry? Noah, shut up. You've never had stir fry anything? Like, even if it's not in a wok per se, if somebody threw some butter and some mushrooms and maybe some, like, you know, some meat and onions and whatever and red peppers, green peppers and a thing and fried it all up, yeah, it's essentially stir fry. It's essentially stir fry. Like, I can't believe for a hot second that your mom has not made, you know, stir fry. You know what I mean? I find it very hard to believe that your mom has not been like, here's some rice and vegetables, Noah. You know? I see the game you're playing. Yeah, is Noah a real human boy? Listen, listen, sometimes I wonder, you know. Be kind to your kids, Sumo. Damn, what's Sumo doing? You can throw a stick and hit a Korean barbecue. Damn. Damn. Plunge asked how you were. I'm a jerk. Asked how I was? I told him. I said I was doing well, thanks for asking, and I asked him how he was. Hmm? Hmm? Okay. Okay, anyway. Back to the diatribe that I was on. The diatribe, the government can't have me. The government can't have me. So back to what I was saying. Don't come into my house. I greeted Plunge, said hello. He said hello to me. We both interacted in a very pleasing and pleasant manner. I'll have you know. You know? Anyway. Before YouTube, because my internet didn't go down or anything, I looked. I was like, what's going on? And then it popped back up. You know? I somehow lost 5 people because of that. But I'm not complaining. I'm complaining. No. But yeah. Damn. This game threw an unexpected stealth section at me. Not a favorite mechanic of mine when your power goes down and make you... Oh, you're talking about the game you were talking about earlier, the Metroidvania. Oh, you were insulting yourself. Pay me no mind. All right. Yeah, listen, I already gave Scamps the business for missing out on the last 2 sumo streams. I was like, Scamps... What happened to you? I almost put Scamps' face and name on a milk carton, right? And said to myself, did he go out for cigarettes and milk and never come back? Did he buy a woman a nice steak dinner and never call her again? You know what I mean? That's the thing. It is. Listen, these sumo streams may or may not be important to you. But then I ask yourself, why aren't you there in the first place? You know what I mean? You know? That's the real question. That's the real question I want to ask you. Yeah. And I feel bad for Scamps. Like the Scamps not get his notifications? Has he not rung the bell and turned all notifications on, which you should all do? You know what I mean? That's what every single last one of you should do. You should turn on the notifications. You should be aware of when my streams happen or when the sumo streams happen. You know, or anything you want to watch, for that matter. See, some people are the real ones. You know what I'm saying? Turned all of them off except for me. And I respect that. Do you know what I mean? That's a kind of like, that's what I can get behind. I can appreciate that. You know what I mean? That's the kind of person that I'm going to send like a holiday greeting card to. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh no, I get it. Like YouTube will send me like live notifications for things I don't watch and have never watched. And then it'll be like, you might be interested in this. And I'm like, I don't even know who the fuck this is. And then it'll be like, I'll be like, I know so-and-so streams on whatever day. And then I'll look and it doesn't say. And I have to go right to their channel to see them live. And I'm like, what are we doing here? Why is, it's kind of like, here's my big pet peeve with Instagram. I don't know what it is with Instagram. I admittedly, I don't have a big following on Instagram. But for some reason, I can post the same picture to Twitter and YouTube. Like, because, I have YouTube posts. I can post the same art to Twitter, to YouTube, And YouTube and Twitter will blow whatever I post on Instagram out of the water. Right? Like nobody sees anything. Like I literally feel like I'm posting into the void when I post things on Instagram. Like, and I don't see anybody that I'm following. It shows me all kinds of crazy dumb shit, but it doesn't show me like if I'm following like Shelby or Andy or anything like that. I don't see any of their posts. I literally have to go out of my way to go to their page, click on it and go, oh, he posted a new piece. Because they never show up in my thing. It's like, why are these social media platforms set up? Why am I following anybody if they're not going to show me the people I'm following? Right? Like, it baffles me. Like, I'm just kind of like, why are we doing this? Right? And so, yeah, that is no bueno. That's all I'm saying. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like it. And what I want to see is the things I'm following, right? Like that's what I demand. But apparently that's not how these things are set up. You know, I'm gonna save before I forget, and then I go to shut it down. And I go no. What's this? YouTube is very weird with me for notifications because the streams don't show up for me until like hours after. I know, that's so crazy. Like, it's done that to me before too, and I go, oh, so-and-so's on, and then it's like, you click on it, it's like, oh, they streamed 30-some minutes ago, and I'm like, what? Who dis YN flossing on my shit? Is what I say. That's fair. Let's see. Henry says he hates when he listens to music on YouTube and then get recommendations for the worst fucking... Yes. Because it's like, they're like, we think you'd like whatever. And I'm like, no. Or like, you'll look something up. You'll be like, oh, I wonder about this. And you type it in on YouTube. And then for what now all your recommendations are this thing you wanted to see one video about, to see if it was like something you needed to do or something you wanted. And then the whole thing, it's like, if you look up a review for something, you don't need 10 other reviews, right? Unless you're specifically looking for multiple points of impact, right? Like, but typically, you know, if you see a review and you're somewhat intelligent, you can kind of go, oh, I see where this person's coming from with the review. I agree or disagree with what they're saying. Their complaints about the product are not the complaints I would have about the product, so I think we're good, right? And so, yeah, that's the thing. But then I don't need to see 10 other reviews of the same product, right? You know, I don't need to go down a review watching rabbit hole. You know, not that I wouldn't, but I don't need to. You know what I mean? Sorry, YouTube. I don't think you got my best interest there when it comes to music. No, I don't think it does either. And a lot of times, like, when I look for something specific, like, you know, if I don't want to drag out things or do whatever, and I'll look up a band, and it's like, you'll get, like, the worst, like, upload, like, garbage version of it. And you're like, my God, I guess I gotta go pull out my CD. Like, if I want to listen to this, because, like, there just won't be, like, a pristine audio quality version of it. And it's like, all right, fine. I'll go get my CDs. That kind of stuff drives me crazy. Because, like, it's like, I don't even consider myself, like, an audiophile or anything like that. But at the same time, like, you know, I don't consider myself an audiophile, but at the same time, like, I have, like, these Audio Technicas, or, like, if I just want to chill out and just go, like, boop, you know, it's music time, right? Like, it's, like, time to chill and just, like, hear good quality sound, right? But at the same time, I'm like, don't give me like a terrible recording or something. Like it doesn't have to be a FLAC recording. You know, I'm not looking for lossless audio. But like, don't upload something that sounds like you recorded it in a tin can, right? If you make a habit of closing your chat window on mobile to see if you're censored, YouTube will show others that are streaming on side panel. All right. Oh. Damn. YouTube is oppressing you. This is true. I believe that. I think YouTube is oppressing a lot of us. Because it's weird, right? Like, I will upload, like, art book videos and, like, you know, some of the stuff that I do that isn't streaming that I upload to YouTube. And before, it was guaranteed to get a certain number of views, right? And then now I'll post something up and it's like, it might get 30 views, it might get 200 views, it might get 1,000. It's all over the place now. And it just doesn't make any sense. Like, it used to be pretty reliable. You used to be like, oh, I'm going to post this, like, art book video. It's going to get however many views. But then I also have, like, a comic book review, a video that I did for, like, a French bande dessinée book, and it has over 20,000 views, right? It's, like, my best video, like, by far, right? It's got, like, you know, 20K views and growing. It gets more views on a daily basis than most of my other videos do in a week or a month. It's crazy, you know? But yeah, like, all the social media stuff just drives me crazy. Like, you post stuff to it, and, like, I literally feel like I'd half the time be just as well off of just, like, walking out into my backyard and screaming. That's, you know, that's as many people as going to hear it as just posting something on X or Instagram or whatever. It just, I don't know, it's weird. Like, it's like I try not to care about posting stuff like social media. Like, I try to post it and, like, walk away, right? But then sometimes I'll post stuff and I'll be like, why isn't anybody seeing it? I don't even care if you're like, you know, ideally, you would like and retweet everything I post because it's so great, right? Ideally, that would be the thing, right? And, like, people say, oh, well, I don't have a lot of followers, but, like, you might show something of mine to 10 people who would never see it otherwise, right? And so, to me, that is a big help, right? To any artist out there, not just me, but any artist that's posting stuff, because everything is about getting eyes, right? And so if people in the kindness of their and generosity in their hearts, that do retweet and share their, you know, my art, anybody's art, we are eternally grateful, right? Because just the fact that, like, a few extra people might see it and follow you, right, is immeasurable, right? Because it's like, all this stuff is a numbers game, right? So, like, I'm around 450 subs on here, right? And, you know, and it's a grind. It's a real grind to get to that 500, to get to that monetization, to get to that 1,000, to get to, you know what I mean? And it's a real numbers game. And many people, like, I've seen people grinding for years and never get 500 subs, never get 1,000 subs, right? And so, and especially on some of these platforms, it seems like your time to build a subscriber base is gone, right? Build a follower base is gone. Like, you know, unless something like viral, something crazy happens, it's incredibly hard to build a following, like on Instagram and, like, stuff like that now. Hey, Bancroft, how you doing? You get almost traction on S until you get about 5,000, and then you're lucky to get a few. Yeah, like, it's weird. Like, and some stuff, like, I've posted stuff and gotten 150 or 200 likes and bunches of retweets and stuff on. And then other things I might get like 100. And then now, on average, I'm lucky to get 15 or 20 25 likes on something, right? And it's just like, in some ways, it's like, it's frustrating. Like, I don't know, it's weird, right? Like, I don't care in and of itself, but like, it's frustrating to put things out there and know the work is good and have nobody see it, right? Like, that's the real grind. That's the real thing that grinds my gears, as it were, as an artist, is like the struggle to get eyes on what you're doing, right? Like, because that's the whole point in the game. You're not creating this stuff. Like, the reality is, in some cases, you are creating things in a vacuum, right? Like, you're sitting alone in a room, you're creating this stuff primarily for yourself, but you also want to share it with people, right? You also want people, like-minded people, and maybe even not like-minded people, to see your work and enjoy it. Whether you're telling a story in a book form or in a single picture, or you're putting up just a pin-up cheesecake, whatever it is, right? You want people to see it and have a response to it. Like, you know what I mean? Whether it's positive or negative, right? Like, I've seen people like be like, "Oh my God, like, I can't believe you did that." And, and I try to have I try to see where people are coming from and try to have honest conversations about things. And, and sometimes, I will I'll tweak the nipple. I'll come in and I'll poke the bear, as it were, or whatever, but it's like, I'm not doing anything in a malicious way, right? Like, I'm not anything, like, I'm not out there, causing problems for people. We'll put it that way, right? I'm not starting drama and that kind of thing. But, right, like, you know what I mean? Like, the idea for all of us who are in a creative space is to get those eyes on you, to get those, to do that thing that separates you from everyone else and gets people to take notice, right? And you see a ton of people, like, I see a ton of people, even people that have huge followings, like 60, 70,000 people. Like, there are people on YouTube right now who have 50, 60,000 subs, and when they fire up a live stream, they're lucky to get 5 people. Like, I've seen it. Like, I literally follow artists with huge followings that the second they fire up a live stream, there's nobody in it. It's a fucking ghost town. So when I see you guys come in here and I'm rolling around like 10, 15, 20 people, I am very appreciative of it. I'll tell you that for free, right? Like, I'm happy that people want to see what I'm doing, that people are entertained and enjoy the streams. Because, like, I see people out there grinding and nobody's showing up. And it's gotta be, like, soul crushing at some point. Like, even if that's not what you're here for, like, you really need to, like, be out there, right? For more people to see it. Hey, Roy, how you doing? But do you know what I mean? Like, and that is typically what I do, Roy. Like, I post and ghost. Like, I post the thing up and I might pay attention to it occasionally, like, or I'll look at it the next time, or if I get a notification that someone responded to it, I'll respond to them, right? Like, I try to interact with people in an honest way, right? And so, like for me, that's a huge part of the interaction, right? It describes my personality. Grok describes your personality on X as playful and self-deprecating, productive, humorous, and community-oriented. That's funny. But yeah, that's the thing though. Like, to the extent where, I don't, like, here's the thing. Here's, like, the weird thing about, like, a lot of this, like, community stuff is that, like, I try to interact with people in good faith and go on streams that I feel are like appropriate, like, you know, but like I also don't like I see people who like insert themselves into places where they may not even be wanted yet, right? And that always rubs me the wrong way. You know, I always want to see, you know, like if somebody invites me on something, I may or may not go on it, right? But I appreciate the invite. You know, if you know, I'm in someone's chat and they invite me on, sometimes I go on, sometimes I don't, right? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and so I'm very careful about where I show up. You know, that's just it. That's just how it is, right? Like, I'm very careful with where I appear, and I try to be fair about it. Like, you know, Dale, dang, why you gotta call me out like that? Listen, Dale, just how it is. You know, sometimes you gotta shoot all the shots. You know what I mean? And go from there. You know. But yeah. Oh, it's almost Wednesday in 3 minutes. Yeah, it is. Well, yeah, we're getting up on the 3-hour mark. I'll probably be calling this soon. I try, and that's the other thing too. I try not to stream for longer than 3 hours. Two is perfect. 3 is pushing it. You know what I mean? Three feels like you're pushing it. But yeah, you know, it's just how it is. Just how it is. There's just certain ways I feel about things, and you know, I try to operate in a manner that I feel is representative of myself as a whole, right? Like, and not try to push myself onto people or into places and spaces, you know, for better or for worse. You know what I mean? I do see people, you know, try to ingratiate themselves into groups and other places, and it's just like, it just feels forced and weird. And so I just kind of refrain from such things. Well, see, like, here's the thing, Roy. Like, you want to have a base of people who are like-minded to an extent, who you're eventually going to sell things to, hopefully, right? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you're creating things, you're working in a space, you know, a lot of people are making books or whatever. And so you definitely want people to be showing up to your streams. You definitely want word of mouth where people say, oh, you know, Roy is streaming. I enjoy watching his streams. I'm going to go check them out. You know, and that's fine. If you don't, that's fine. But like, you know, then your goal on YouTube is different than most other people's goal, right? And that's fair. That's fine. Like, you know, that's just how you're rolling. You know what I mean? But the vast majority of people, this is, you know, I guess the best way to put it is, in this indie space, you have to be your own, you know, PR, HR, you know, your own manager, your own, like, marketing. You gotta do all that stuff, right? Like, if you're creating a book and you're telling stories and you're doing all that kind of stuff, if no one knows about it, then no one can buy it, right? You can't sell or make money or run a business in a void, right? You actually have to cultivate a customer base. You have to do all that kind of stuff. Yeah, see, Sumo's going to be my art manager, you know? But do you know what I mean? Like, and so that's the thing. Like, and until you get to a point where you have people like Sumo rolling up and offering their kind services, you know, you could not care one way or the other, just recording your nonsense for yourself. But yeah, Yeah, well, see, that's the thing, right? Like, screwed until we're not, right? Like, that's the thing, right? Because like there are people who have the will, the perseverance, and the charisma to push through, right, and build a following. And not everybody has that. Some people have some of it. Some people have the skill, but they don't have the charisma. They don't have the storytelling chops. They don't have the interest that other people have. And it's going to be way fucking rougher for them. Those guys are screwed. But the people who put in the effort and work and build something, those people aren't screwed, right? The people who put in the work, they're always going to kind of come up. It's the people who are afraid to put in the work and make excuses about not putting in the work. Those people are always going to come up short in every situation, right? Unless they like, you know, fall forward or backward into success. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like, and you know, it is what it is. Like everybody wants something different out of, you know, what they're trying to do in their life and on YouTube and social media and the whole thing, right? What's Bancroft saying here? I used to work a month on a comic update, upload it, get less than a dozen views. That was pretty humbling. Yeah, and it is, right? Like, because like, you know, you do, like I said, you do want to share your work. You want to find like-minded people and, you know, make things that you want because it's not out there, right? And you hope that by making the things that you want, you're going to find like-minded people that also want that, right? And yeah, and so like that's the thing, like, and it's like you're like just like with the YouTube thing, you are grasping and clawing at getting to the 500. Like, and everybody I've ever talked to, who even people who have like thousands of subs now, they were like, it's that first 500 that's damn near impossible. And like I was at like every time I get close to the, like for a while, every time I was getting close to the 450, I was losing 2 or 3 subs. Then I'd get 2 or 3 subs, and then I'd lose one, and then I'd get whatever. And like I finally got over the 450, and then it was like 456, and then I lost a couple, and then I would go up a couple, and then I'd lose a couple. And so it's like this super grind just to get to the 500, right? Like I technically probably should have already been there by now, but the way the YouTube thing cycles up and down and goes through your subs, and you know, I don't even know if they're unsubbing people or what it is, but yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. But yeah, like that's the thing. Like I'm here for the long haul. Like, you know, I have a 5-10 year plan, like, you know, and I've watched a lot of people make mistakes. I've learned a lot from seeing what people were doing and seeing what not to do, right? Like, because you can learn a hell of a lot by standing on the sideline and being like, oh, I guess I shouldn't do that. Oh, that's not a good idea. Oh, you know, like they didn't realize that this was going to cost this much and it screwed them, right? And so like I've been planning and looking at everything, and like I own my .coms, I own all my, you know, IP names and registries and all the stuff like that. I already have my business stuff set up. All this stuff is just pieces, you know, and building on all that stuff. And so, you know, that's right. Yes. Like the Star Trek streams. Exactly. You know, but like, no, but that's the thing. Like you have to find out what works. You have to find out what people are willing to put up with. You have to find out, like, you know, like the late books and all that, you know, all that kind of stuff. And like, and a lot of the stuff is like, there are people with late books that nobody cares about. And that's because they're upfront and honest about it. And then there are people with late books that people sort of care about, but then they like the person. And so it doesn't really come up that often. And you know what I mean? Like there's all kinds of stuff like that, right? And so some of it's on a case-by-case basis, and some of it's based on how open and honest the people are. Some of it's based, because like generally most people are quite forgiving. And so if something comes up or your book is late or whatever, a lot of people, if you're like, hey guys, like shit happens, this is what's going on, love to have the book ready for you now, but life gets in the way, but it's still coming. And most people are like, oh, okay, cool. You told me there was a problem. You've let me know. I am now prepared mentally, emotionally, physically for this problem. And then they're cool with it, right? And so, yeah, like, that's the thing. Like, a lot of times, like, working with people and being honest with people goes a very long way, right? And so, yeah, I've seen it all, right? And, like, it's been very interesting. There are also people with late books that everyone just plumb for. Yes, it's true. It's true. Like, out of sight, out of mind. Like, you know, and like no joke. I've mentioned books to people, and they were like, "I think I backed that." Like, where they're just like, "I'm not sure." Like, you know, and it's like, because like when you're 4 or 5 years out from something like that, you know what I mean? Like, you've already wrote off that $25 or $50, right? Like, it's gone. It's ephemeral. It was a meal or a movie. Like, you know, it's just gone now, right? And so, yeah, so for a lot of people, they are very much, you know, it's out of sight, out of mind, you know? And like, even like the thing with like Jimmy, right? Like, I don't know, he just handled it poorly, right? Like, he hired a colorist. There was some problem with the colorist. He could have, and then he was trying to learn how to color, but it was it was out of his depth there. He should have hired somebody and took the hit to get that book out. Because, like, and I think that's the problem with a lot of people in the indie space. They're very short-sighted. And they're immediately like, oh my god, well, I can't take this hit because there'd be no profit in the book. And I'm like, but if there's no second book or you don't get this book out, nobody's giving you money for another product, right? Like, the short-sightedness that these people have sometimes is baffling, right? Like, it's like, no, you're going to have to take that hit. But, like, here's the thing. Like, yeah, a lot of people are just winging it. But, like, some research, like, you should, like, before you even go to put your book up on a crowdfunding site, you should have looked into the shipping prices. You should have looked into the printing costs. You should have looked into the packaging costs. You should have looked into all of the fees and all that kind of stuff before you start asking people for money for things. Right? Like, that's the thing that drives me crazy. Just it's not even a ton of preparation. Like, you know, you're just doing a little bit of research. You're throwing some numbers together and you're going, okay, this is what I need to make this happen, bare minimum. Right? That's the thing. Let's see, Roy's got here. Only time you see views in your vids is when you do tests to make sure I can be heard and seen properly. I have to go to my channel on TV and get the wife to let me know. Nice. Jimmy should have sold his pinball machines to get cash for help. Like, I don't know. Like, you can get people to flat pages for $15. You can get, like, guys to do decent color, right? Like, you know, and it would probably cost them $1,000, $2,000 or whatever to color that book, to get somebody that was decent to color that book, right? Like, it wouldn't have broke the bank. It wouldn't have done whatever. And then he could have put that book out in color instead of putting out a black and white one. You take the hit. You swallow your pride. You get the book out. Because, like, the thing is, it's like, the important part is to get the book out to the people, right? Like, there's sort of a social contract that takes place when people give you money. And I know a lot of people will be like, oh, well, you're not paying for a book. Like, you know, you're funding and supporting the people to make the book. But the reality is people don't think that way. They don't think in granular levels like that, right? They think, I give you money, you give me book, right? Like, really simple. Really simple. Like, I give you money, you give me book. And when you break that social contract, people get upset, right? Like, because people don't think like, oh, I'm helping potentially fund your dream, right? Like, that's just, it's nonsense. It's like, no, you're giving me money so that you can get a book. It's a selfish interaction, right? Like, I give you money, I get a thing, I read it, and then hopefully enjoy it, you know? Yes. Let's see. KSS agrees, but he wouldn't say it's just the indie space. I think most artistic people have a tendency not to be business savvy. Like, I agree, right? Like, I know a lot of creative people, and to get them to, you know, put 2 and 2 together to get 4 can be a struggle, right? But at the same time, if you care about what you're doing, right? If you care creatively about what you're doing, you either need to learn the business aspect of it, even tangentially, or you need someone in your life that understands that and is willing to help you out, right? Like, you need a business manager, you need a whatever, right? Whether it's your wife or husband or you know, mom or friend or accountant or something, right? Like, you need somebody to kind of like reality check you, right? Bancroft here. Jimmy is a nice guy one-on-one, but he was flaking on people on comic jobs way back in the day, years before he turned. And that's like, that also seems to be pretty common, right? Like, it does seem to be pretty common, and like, it is unfortunate, like, and it's really frustrating to like see people like, because a lot of it seems like self-sabotage, right? Like, when you could be making money doing work for people, because word of mouth gets around pretty quick, right? Like, people will be like, oh my God, like, you know, I gave him money, I did this, whatever, and he has yet to give me my stuff, right? And like, you know, and there's special things, like, you know, if you talk to the person and they're like, oh, it's cool or whatever, and they know they're getting more than they would have normally or whatever, right? Like, you know, like, there's not everything is like cut and dry, right? But like, for the most part, like, if your work and your name and stuff like that aren't held to any kind of standard, and you don't personally hold it to any kind of standard, you're only going to screw yourself in the long run, right? There has to be a check and balance, and like, you know, people like being like, hey, I liked his work, I'd like to work with him, you know? Let's see. Plunge is like, sometimes color flat my own book to save on coloring, also letter and design my own books. Well, and I think in some aspects, you have to become, you know, the Swiss Army knife. You have to become a jack of all trades. You have to kind of get your hands into it a bit. Because, like, if you're not learning, like, I only learned how to color, like, my work because it was incredibly, like, frustrating to have to depend on anybody else, right? So I learned how to color my own stuff. I, you know, put the time in, learned how to do it, you know, figured out different, like, ways to do things and get the effects and the look that I desired. And now I don't need anybody, right? It's just part of the process now. Hey, what's going on, Phil? Yeah, Jimmy was a name-dropping clout chaser, thinking big names sell. Couldn't give a hoot what Dave Finch did for him. Well, see, the thing is like, everybody that I know that has any tie to mainstream comics milks it like it matters, right? Like, and in the indie space, it's like more about like, it's like when Gabe came in hot, he insulted a lot of people and then acted like he was owed success, right? Without doing anything, right? And it's like, regardless of what you think of Gabe, you like him, you don't like him, like, you know, whatever, I don't give a fuck, right? But just his whole demeanor and mannerism was, I'm coming in here, I expect success. And when he didn't get it, he acted like a petulant fucking child, right? And it's just like, yeah, dude, it's not, no one cares where you came from. It's what have you done for me lately? Are you doing good work? Are you not a giant asshole to deal with? You know what I mean? Because like, why wouldn't you turn away from somebody who's acting like an asshole and go, you know, work and buy and patron people who generally like you, don't hate you, appreciate your business, all that kind of stuff, right? And so it's just frustrating to see people like that, and then like other people be like fine with it, right? And it's just like, you know, you get guys coming in like insulting customers and stuff, and you're just like, that's cool, all right. Yeah, 80% of your business is return customers. If you enjoy that loyal 20%, then get ready to lose 80. Yeah, like that's the thing. Like you're trying to build something. If you're creating comics, you're telling stories, you're doing all that work. You're trying to build something. Comics are hard, right? Like it's not easy. Like clear. Like look at fucking those Youngblood books. Clear, concise, entertaining storytelling, coherent storytelling. All those things aren't easy, right? And so the people who are getting it right and the people who are putting in the time and making the books, why do you want to salt the earth by being an idiot, being an asshole to people, like, you know, just walking into a room and basically like throwing shit at the wall and being surprised when people are upset that you stunk up the room, right? Like that's the thing that baffles me. It's just like, what do you, like, you're nobody. Like, nobody cares about you. I don't care that you colored some books at DC. That fucking never mattered to me, right? It's just like, there's no clout in that for me. There's no, ooh, like, you know. And it's just like, most people can put in the time and do the coloring. It's the art. It's the storytelling. It's all that stuff that's, like, the harder part. And don't get me wrong, coloring isn't easy. It's quite an in-depth and important aspect of the books. But all things being equal, you know, I would rather have good letters on a black and white book than have decent colors or bad colors, you know, on a book, and the rest of it be shit. You know what I mean? So it's just how it is. You're back, Kirby. You didn't miss much, you know. Me noodling, me talking about nonsense. I'm wearing. Listen, it's about branding. Brandon. It's about Brandon Leeing Phil. You know what I mean? Just how it is. Let's see. Rob Hunter, Paul Cockroach, Kelsey Shannon, all the same type of mentality. CH was slumming for them. Well, like Rob, like, you know, what I know about the Rob stuff is, like, he was spending that money. He was living on that money instead of it being aside for the book. It's like nobody was like, the money is not to live on. The money is to make the book. If you have profit after the fact, cool. You do whatever you want to do. Put it back into more books, whatever. Pay people, whatever you want to do with what's left over. But when you're crowdfunding a book, you don't get to, like, pay your rent with that money. You don't get to, like, buy a car with that money or whatever. That money is supposed to be put in a separate account for printing the book. If you need more money, get a fucking job. Do you know what I mean? Go do something else. That money is for production of the book. That's it. It's not to pay your rent. It's not to do any of that other kind of stuff. It's to produce the book. People aren't giving you money to pay your rent. Like, start an OnlyFans or a Patreon or a Substack or something like that if you want people to just give you money for fun, right? But yeah, and, like, I don't know, the Paul guy, like, my thing with Paul was always, like, you know, good artist, whatever, but I'm just like, if you're such a in-demand artist or whatever it is, then why do you need to come here? Like, why are you in this space if your time and your work is so valuable, right? If your time and your work is so valuable, then you shouldn't have a problem getting work. That's just me, you know. And Kelsey, listen, I in general really like Kelsey. I like the work he does. I don't care about his whatever rants and whatever. He feels how he feels about certain things. And that's just how he feels about it, whether you agree with it or not. Like, that's Kelsey's game to play, right? Yeah. My only thing is, like, I wish Kelsey would get his book out. It's my only issue with Kelsey. It's like, where's your Scribbles book? Where's your other book? Outside of that, I don't, you know, I'm not a hating on Kelsey kind of guy. He does great work, you know. Damn it, you almost burned out the walk. Damn it. Damn, you just bought that walk. Plunge. Don't burn out that walk. Damn. CG was slumming for them. Well, see, that's the thing, right? Like, if you're quote unquote slumming it, then fucking move on, right? Like, if you're not coming into a space to do the work, to find like-minded people, to get eyes on your stuff, you know what I mean? Like, because that's the thing. Like, if the Paul guy, Ravoche, Ravoche, like, put out a book, do the work, like, you know, like, do a crowdfunder, do whatever. Like, you know, a lot of these guys were basically getting, you know, the table made for them and the fork and knife and everything handed to them, and they were still complaining, right? Like, and it's just like, you're getting put in a spot, you're getting a spotlight, you have thousands of people sometimes watching you on a stream. Put something out and get a couple hundred of those people to back you. You got a pre-built-in audience. Put in the work. Like, to me, the frustrating part is so many people act like they're owed something, expect something because of work they did somewhere else. Right? And it's just like, no. Put in the work, and if people resonate with it, if they like it, they'll show up. Right? If they don't, that's a you problem after that. Yeah, I blurred out. Let's see. Working on them tiny people and a dragon piece. Oh, yeah. You're still working on the dragon. Watch Danger Double Eek. Yes. Scribbles. I'm hating anyone who messes with my money. Well, listen, I agree. I didn't buy Scribbles. I didn't back Scribbles. Because just straight up, like, I have no faith in Fund My Comic. I don't trust it. And so, you know, maybe 3-5 years from now, you know, when, you know, they have proven they can, you know, not be hacked, and that everybody's, like, credit card information isn't going to get out there and all that kind of stuff, right? That's the thing. It's such a new site. Listen, if Kelsey gets Scribbles out, awesome. You know, like I said, I don't have a problem with Kelsey. Kelsey can say whatever the fuck he wants. I'm a fan of his work. He is a very skilled and quality storyteller, artist. You know, I would just like to see him get his shit together. You know, out of love. That's all I'm saying. I have no problem. You know, it's a love thing. I would like to see people live up to their potential, and Kelsey could be fucking knocking it out of the park, right? Like, I've seen his work. The guy is wasted potential, the human being, right? Like, yeah, right. Like, he just incredibly good. Scribbles was his, like, what can you say? Like, it's kind of like his process book, where he had, like, stuff from a bunch of different books he worked on, the page layouts, the colors, all that kind of stuff. It was really cool. But yeah, like I said, you know, nothing against him. Love his work. Just would love to see him getting the books out, doing the work. Yeah, because it's just like it's to me. It's sad to see his potential just like wasted. You know, like just very good artist. You've only heard of Nexus, yeah? Okay, I got that. You like process books? Got almost every FMC book on Kelsey's and Cecil. Still waiting on. Yeah. Brandon did watch the series starting with Lee Majors. Yeah, he did. I remember Drunk Cecil drawing his bad drawings. Yeah, that's true. That's true. He still does. You will never back anyone who uses Kelsey on a book, and if Aaron brings him back to Greybeards, no one on that show gets a dime from me. Yeah, listen, that is entirely within your right? Like, because that's the thing. It's like, I'm not telling you how to spend your money, right? Like you spend your money where you want to spend your money. That's, you know, but like I said, like if the guy was putting out books on a regular, because he can get stuff out. That's the crazy thing. Like, he can get stuff out. And then he just like goes on, like, you know, and like, here's the thing, like, I don't know what's going on in his personal life. I don't claim to, and I don't want to. I just know that when I see his work, I like it. You know what I mean? And when I see his comics, like the Nora, is it Nora's Tale or Nora's, you know, listen, I'm not supporting him. I'm just saying, I'm not supporting anybody. What I'm saying is, I've seen his work. He does beautiful work, right? Like I said, I didn't back Scribbles because I don't, you know, I'm not interested in Fund My Comic or anything like that. Nora's Saga, there you go, yeah, right. But yeah, like I'm saying, I will never tell you what you should do with your money, right? Like, if you want to spend your money or not spend your money on somebody, that is 100% your prerogative. Do what you want. But yeah, like, yeah. Oh, I've seen it. I've seen a bunch of Kelsey stuff before he was in CG. And like, I have this book called Working Methods, and Kelsey has a big section in that with Mark Schultz and a bunch of other artists, right? And they give them the same script, and then they all do their version of that script. It's like a 4-page script, and it's ridiculous. It's ridiculously good. Just to see people's different working methods and how they tackle the same story, you know, with their style, with their storytelling, all that kind of stuff. Very good, very good. But yeah, you know, like, that's the thing. That's the thing. And like I said, you don't want to support them. That's entirely up to you. You know, you gotta wake up and look yourself in the mirror every morning. And if that's what keeps you happy in the mirror, then you live your best life, Roy. You know what I'm saying? What we got here? Yeah, good old boy. Never mean no harm. This is true. I've backed on every site possible. There's issues on all. Yeah, like, I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, everything's a gamble, and people are. Oh, listen, Roy. You are not saying anything that I'm disagreeing with, right? Like, he could have made a PDF and sent that out like months ago. Like, I don't disagree, right? Like, it's not good in any capacity, right? Like, you know, but yeah, right? Like I said, like, but I wasn't referring to him not getting the book out. I'm just saying, like, when he disappears, you know, for 2 or 3 months at a time or whatever, right? Like, he just could have family issues. He could have whatever, right? Like, you know, none of my business, not my monkeys, not my circus. I'm just lamenting the fact that he should be getting stuff out. And I would love to see more work coming out from him on a regular basis, but that's not how it is. I can't do anything about it. I can't make a man be any different than the man that they are, right? Like, so it's just how it is. It's just how it is. But yeah, you know, it is what it is, guys. I can't, you know, I can't make the world a better place. I wish I could. Like, you know, it just is what it is. Like, I really, you know, like, it's that kind of thing, right? Like, if everybody was getting their shit done and living up to their potential, and, you know, there wasn't a lot of fuckery and tomfoolery and whatever, there'd be some great fucking books out there. There'd be a lot of really incredible stories and art and, you know, out there. But like I said, comics are hard. People even harder. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, it's like herding cats, you know what I mean, with some people. And there's not a lot you can really do about it. It's like, you know, I wish people didn't suck. Like, you know what I mean? It's just how it is. It's just how it is. I really wish they were a little more, you know, more like clocks in some ways. You know, like you could set your watch by them and you could depend on them. But this is not how it is. It's not how it is, right? Like, you know, and that's the other thing too, right? Some people have a really hard time getting out of their own fucking way. You know what I mean? And so it is what it is. I wish it were different, you know. I really do. I really do. Damn gummy bears, Care Bears. Yeah, well, listen, Roy. I do not disagree with anything you're saying. Right? Like, I don't think it's cool that Rob did it. I don't think it's cool that Jimmy did it. I don't think it's cool if Kelsey's doing it. Right? Like, I'm not making allowances for old men. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying it's bad all around. But to me, it's sadder that Kelsey isn't getting the work out there. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would love to see Kelsey doing good work on a regular basis. I care less about Rob. I care less about Jimmy, because I wasn't buying their books anyway. Right? Like, do you know what I mean? And so that's the thing, right? Like, you know, I would love to just see people getting their shit done, and that'd be awesome. That'd be fucking great. I'd be living my best life, and they would be too. You know what I mean? But like, that's the thing. That's like, it's one of the things where, you know, I feel there's a certain responsibility when you put out a book on a crowdfunder and take money from people, that you should be game. You should be willing to, you know, meet those people where they would meet you. Listen, Phil, I know what you're saying. I've seen it all up the thing. But like, you know, I'm just saying, you know, in general, I'm talking in generalities, Phil. You know, where I'd like to see Kelsey just in general doing more work. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's the thing. You know, and he did the Nexus stuff with oh my god. You know, the Punisher guy. Oh my god, why is that old man's name escaping me? Oh my god. Mike Barron, thank you, Noah. Thank you. I need to take my ginseng and ginkgo biloba. You know what I'm saying? I could remember ginseng, but couldn't remember Mike Barron. You know? But I remembered he was the Punisher guy. You know what I mean? You didn't buy Nexus because it was Kelsey. Damn. Neither did I, but that's another story. It's another story. But, yeah, you know how it is. You guys know how it is. I think I'm going to pull this out a bit more. But yeah. Listen, I'm excited. I'm excited for the future. You know what I mean? I'm excited to see what people are doing. I'm excited to show people what I'm doing. And, you know, it's just a way of things. You know what I mean? You gotta keep creating. You gotta keep making. You know? Listen, it is what it is, Roy. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes the brain just doesn't want to grab that information at that moment. I don't know why. And then the next day, you know, you'll be like pulling up things from like 20 years ago in your head as fresh as a daisy. The mind is a very strange thing, you know? That's not what he said. Noah said you don't sound excited. Not old. How dare you? Goddamn. Goddamn. I'm telling you, these people. Listen, A1, I wasn't thinking about that, but you do bring up a very valid point. Like how would she get out of the parking garage? You know, where she took her parking, if she couldn't parallel park. Why digital? What are we talking about? What are we talking about digital? Who's digital? Did I miss something? My God. Yeah, you are correct, Bancroft. You are correct. There are so many invisible working parts that go into producing a physical comic that many don't find out about them until they try to do it themselves. Because, but that's the thing, right? Like, it is a learning curve, but it's also like before you. Oh, I'm drawing digital right now. Look, Roy. I draw on paper all the time, Roy. Look, Roy. Look. Roy. I draw on paper. You know? Like, let's see here. You know? I just posted this today. This Witchblade, you know? Oh, thank you, Phil. Right? You know? We draw on paper, Roy. We draw on paper. It's okay. 11 by 17s, you know? All kinds of fun. Sketch covers. I don't even know if I got a sketch cover over here. I think that just fell. But it is what it is. Yeah, listen, I am whatever tool I need. Like, see, look, Roy. Hold on. Roy, come with me on a journey. Roy. Right? Old backer board, little red Sonia. You know what I'm saying? What we got here? Shin Godzilla on a Godzilla blank. You know? Look at him steaming, Roy. He's steaming. He loves you. He's got that very, very nice mouth. What else we got here? Catwoman. You know? Another Catwoman on this absolute Batman. Absolute Catwoman. You know, we do both, Roy. We do both of them. You know? I draw on paper. I draw digitally. Because sometimes you got to get stuff done. Or sometimes you just sketch things out digitally. Yeah. Ink wash. See, like this. Bancroft did it the other day. Yeah. This was all. See that moon? See that moon? That moon's ink wash. Look at all that. That's all ink wash. You know? It's just how it goes. Sometimes. But yeah, I do whatever needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'll tell you what, if somebody says, "Hey, I'll give you $300. Can you design this character based off of this reference?" and they don't want it on paper, I do it digital like that. You know what I mean? But the thing is like, most people like to buy traditional stuff if they want a piece for their wall or whatever, right? And with all the AI stuff and all that yada yada yada, people are like, "Oh, you need to work traditional." So while I like to sketch and lay out things digitally, right? And I'll like kind of work out my layouts, my thumbnails and stuff like that for pages and stuff like that digitally, then I'll take it and I already have it worked out in my head, so then I can go traditionally and just sit down and draw it, right? And so I don't waste the paper. I don't waste the paper sketching. I can just sketch something out here, figure out my layout, my intentions, and then I can take it to traditional, or if I do a sketch cover or whatever, right? Like, it just depends. Like, I think it's the right tool for the job sometimes, digital, right? Like sometimes you eat cheesies with your hands. Some people use a fork. You know what I mean? And so that's the thing. That's the real thing. Somebody mooned you? Damn. Which one's a good one, Phil? Which one did you like? Because I'll share it with you, Phil. No. Yeah, but it is what it is, right? I don't know, like, it's, to me, like, if all things being equal, like, if I could just do one thing. Oh, the black cat. Okay, thanks. I like working digital, right? Like, if people weren't like demanding physical art, I would just work digital, right? Like, I would just, it's easier, it's less expensive. I don't have to pay $20-$30 for a deleter white. I don't have to pay like $12 for a pen. Do you know what I mean? Like, I put out the money, and I have this beautiful, very large Wacom tablet, that like fits a proper 11x17 in actual size, and I can like turn it, and draw exactly 11x17 length if I want to, right? And that's the option. That is the cool deleter white. It is a an opaque white paint for corrections. Now I'm gonna die. Okay. Give me 1 second before I die.
It's so pathetic, bro. It is so fucking pathetic. I see this constantly. Like, if you can't handle direct, harsh criticism, quit. Just quit. Quit and go do something else. That's with streaming, YouTube, anything where you directly interface and you sell a product to the public. If you can't handle direct and brutal criticism, quit. Yeah, that's it. Like, and it will never get better.
I had to grab a drink. I'm dying here. Listen, you gotta love Asmon. The Roach King is right sometimes. You know what I mean? Someone call an ambulance, you know? But, you know, it is how it is. It is how it is. But yeah, listen, guys, I'm half dying. But full. No, I was like super sick, like for a couple weeks, you know? And so I still have this little tickle that gets into you sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, girl? Get that tickle. Oh, yeah. It is what it is. But yeah, I've been going literally like 40 some minutes longer than I typically expect to. But the conversation was good, so I had no problem with it. You know what I mean? But I am probably going to call it. I do appreciate everybody showing up, having a conversation. I do appreciate Roy and his bitter hate. You know? Oh, mistakes. I only use white for highlights and making segment. Yeah, well, you can use it for anything. You can use it for anything, Roy. Do you know what I'm saying? Listen, I agree with you, Roy. I haven't been sick for a hot minute. Like years, literally. And then last month, for like 2 weeks, I was like coughing and dying. I blew my nose more last month than I think I've blown my nose in my entire life. That's right, bitter hatred. And I like that about you, Roy. I like that about you. You know what I mean? Listen, Scamps, you can blame it on her. Do you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, you know, it's a good thing. Plunge is saying, Jay, I'm trying the new stick-free electric wok by making banana prawns, 16 pieces, 15 centimeters long, stir fry. I like that. I like that about you. Like some prawns. But yeah, listen. I'm out of here. I'm calling it a night, guys. I got actual things to do. And like I said, though, I appreciate everybody showing up. Take it easy, everybody. Have a good night and enjoy this majestic song on your way out. You know, this is a damn. Just stop typing in the chat, you guys. Get the hell out of here. You don't gotta go home, but you can't stay here.
I don't know, you and me are like Coke and icy. Coke and icy. Together, two and two, it will become yummy. Oh, so yummy. You want me, make you happy. I need you right now, hurt me. Love is okay, but not in a homo way. No homo. I know this sometimes, see, we do talk like a baby. Talk like baby. Finally, I know this, you love me like you love mommy. Love your mother. Coca cannot live, I see. Love you like sugar daddy. Motherfucker. Love is okay, but not in a homo way. I don't know, you and me are like Coke and icy. Coke and icy. Together, two and two, it will become yummy. Oh, so yummy. You want me, make you happy. I need you right now, hurt me. Love is okay, but not in a homo way. No homo. I know this sometimes, see, we do talk like a baby. Talk like baby. Finally, I know this, you love me like you love mommy. Love your mother. Coca cannot live, I see. Love you like sugar daddy. Motherfucker. Love is okay, but not in a homo way.
Women.
I am not that bad. I ain't got the Japanese. Maybe order some Chinese.